Hello there! From behind the yellow line, this is Trammin episode 264. My name is Kirk, and today I'm joined by my friend, and his voice is more calming than ocean sounds on your sound machine, Andrew from Wandering in Disney.
Thank you so much. What's up, everybody? Our big thunder topic of the week is Disney Cruise for the modern millennial.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard Trammin, a Disneyland podcast. Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding. As a courtesy to other passengers, we ask that there be no eating, drinking, or smoking on board. In just a few moments, we will begin our trip into the Disneyland Resort news and topic of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, this tram is ready to depart. Driver, you are clear.
Welcome back to Trammin, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We're your hosts, Kirk and Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
Not too much. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I'm not Rain, everybody.
Nah, they like you. They like the guests, man. They like the guests. They like the different perspectives, the different topics. You went on a cruise.
I did.
Not a lot of us do that.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. I know there's people on, like I see people on Instagram, their whole thing is that they're on a cruise, but they, like, the people who listen they're not the cruisers.
I think I followed that. The people that
listen to Trammin,
Sure.
are not, I don't think anyone has ever written in about a Disney cruise.
No. I talked to Karen S. maybe at St. Trammin's Day.
Karen S.
She's a cruiser. That was it though, I think.
Yeah. Karen S. is going to be real important in the next couple weeks.
Congrats, Karen S.
Yeah.
Oh,
she would be the cruiser. I think she's doing a big cruise, right? Not to put her on blast.
I think so. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
If so, happy anniversry. Is that?
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I don't remember exactly. And also, not going to give too many details.
We hope you have a great time.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk a little cruise. It's nice to be back here. It's nice to be back in California.
Right.
I've been all over the place, but now I'm here.
Yeah.
The last few weeks, watching movies, writing, going to Disneyland. It's a great place to be.
It is a great place to be. It's unfortunate how great of a place it is to be. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll get into all that. But before we do any of that, let's clean the kids' pool with mousekeeping.
I have no sound in my headphones.
Oh, it's just not working.
Yeah, just nothing.
Oh, interesting. You're plugged in a number two. Does it not like it?
Maybe.
Huh. Do you?
I can switch.
Hold on. What's
Something.
how about now?
Nothing.
Let me
Oh.
take them off. Oh.
That was the Bluetooth though. That was exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Because your headphones are. Oh wait. This doesn't do anything.
Hello?
Does it?
Hello?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Huh. You want to just use the
Yeah,
headphones
I'll try,
back there?
I'll try different ones.
Yeah. As long as they're not the in-ear monitors that go inside of Rain's ears, you'll be good. Let's see. What do we got? All right. He's got them. He's getting them. Okay. The thing's gone, but it's okay. They're stretchy. I'll hook it up.
Do I need to
No,
go
you.
around?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Everyone's favorite part, me fiddling with things. How's that?
This is so nice. I can hear you now.
Yeah. Higher up or
Maybe a little bit, just a tiny bit. There we go. That's good.
all right. Yeah. So mousekeeping.
Mousekeeping. We had our own little mousekeeping there.
Yeah. So if this is your first time here, welcome aboard Trammin, a Disneyland podcast where we talk about the Disneyland Resort through and only through our eyes. Listen to full episodes every Wednesday or topic-only uploads on Big Thunder Thursdays. If you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, comment, and review us wherever you can, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and, of course, Rain's favorite, YouTubes.
Do it. Do it, everybody.
Do it.
Please.
Head to Trammin.com to write into the show, find our socials, and request access to our Discord. You can find all these links and lore on Trammin.com. Let's get in some news. So this is what we are going to call a previously recorded episode. So don't worry about that. But this week, upon recording, there's a new bar in Magic Kingdom. It is called
The Beak and Barrel.
Yeah. So it's a Pirates of the Caribbean tavern.
Correct?
In Magic Kingdom. What did it replace?
Nothing really.
There was a Tortuga thing, no?
No, that's still there. There was a gift shop in a pretty cool themed area, right on the kind of the exit of Pirates in Magic Kingdom, and most of that will be gone. And then this is taking up some backstage area as well. So
yeah, so it looks kind of cool.
It does.
I don't know if I'm like caring about Magic Kingdom, but I think it's got a nice vibe to it. I love that anchor hanging from the ceiling with the fake candles on it.
Very cool.
Yeah. Even the back of the bar looks really cool.
Yeah.
Will it be this themed when it opens? I really hope so.
I'm optimistic because it's replacing an area that didn't need to, you don't have to do a ton to it to make it look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like that area already looked pretty cool. But yeah, I was kind of, as a person who likes to stare at vague concept art, this one was nice. I liked it quite a bit. And if it's anything like that, if it's like 80% of that, then they've done a good job.
Yeah, it's an oddly calming photo.
Calming, and there's, I don't know how you do calming with a guy like standing on top of a bar, but yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's like I want to be there.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, there's
there's two rooms
popping up. Yeah, there's another room, quiet room, in case you don't want to watch a guy climb a bar.
This one's called the quieter room's called the captain's quarters, and then the bar room is called the mess.
Captain's quarters also available at Strongwater in Anaheim.
I haven't been yet. I'm taking friends in a few weeks. What do I get?
They just redid their whole menu.
Oh, okay. So you don't know.
Well, I don't know what's on their menu right now. Yeah. The Loco Moco burger is amazing. I doubt they're removing that.
Yeah.
It's egg, spam, burger, side of mac, cheese. I think it's Gouda. I don't know if there's something else in there, but they add like greens. I actually get no greens because they just interrupt what's going on. I don't need arugula.
Why mess up a good thing with vegetables?
But that thing is crazy filling. So if you're like not that hungry, don't get that.
Okay.
Shareable? Yeah, actually, it's quite substantial.
Okay.
The mac salad, they change all the time, so who knows? They have like these curry tots that are pretty good, but not too much protein in them. There's like, you can add cubed spam.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's the lumpia, it's really good. Rain loves, it's like shrimp you have to peel, and it comes with this bread, like grilled bread. They have like a Kona mocha brownie for a dessert. In terms of drinks, if they have any of the sticky rice pudding drinks, they're good.
You're talking my language.
There's a mango sticky rice drink.
Okay.
So that one's really good. And then there is there's Mai Tais and stuff, but like whatever. There's what's called the banana batida. If you like banana, you're gonna like the banana batida.
Okay.
And it's not like overly banana.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one's pretty good. And let's see. Then there's like classic, like a painkiller. Awesome. Sure. It's always going to be awesome. They have a blue Hawaiian because why not? Don't get the old fashioned. It's the only thing that's not good there.
Because it's not rum?
Yeah, it's just, and Rain got it. He's like, he goes, I actually disliked it. And he loves old fashioned. So yeah. But if it looks good, sounds good, it is good. If it's someone's birthday, they'll probably give you shots of like, it's like rum, but there's pineapple in it. I don't know.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's on them. So Yeah, I doubt anyone will be disappointed in it
Hmm.
as long as you're sitting inside, which I assume you are.
Yeah.
If you got a res, you're sitting inside.
Okay.
Brunch coming soon.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love a brunch.
So the thing with brunch, if you book it, you got to be careful. If it says shoreside patio, it's outside.
Okay.
Which again, it's like it's brunch, so who cares? But also like,
But it's like sitting outside at Trader Sam's. Like you're not actually at Trader Sam's, but you're at Trader Sam's.
sitting outside at Trader Sam's is like fine though, because you're still
Oh,
at
it's
Disney.
nice. It's wonderful.
Sitting outside at Strongwater is like Clementine Street in Anaheim.
Okay. Enough
So,
said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, sit inside. But yeah, you'll like Strongwater. Are you in the captain's quarters?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Are you going May?
Yeah.
It is May. So you got it on
Like
open
end
table.
of May.
It used to be on Resi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it's standard, you're gonna have a good time no matter what. Captain's quarters is if like there's two of you. It's the best place
Oh,
to be.
Okay.
But there aren't effects and stuff. It's
Okay.
just a different vibe
Good to
with
know.
the bartender and stuff. But yeah, you'll like it. New mugs coming. Careful. Their mugs are expensive, but they're like sophisticated.
Okay.
It's like I have the Zombie King mug, and it's like imagine Davy Jones's skull covered in barnacles, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's another one that's like Tales from the Black Lagoon. That one's pretty good. I think it's kind of like a zombie, and it's like a zombie fish with its mouth sewn shut, and then it has like the fins on the head is a cap or a lid,
Okay.
and there's a hole in it for a straw. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
They're great place. Everyone highly recommend.
So I'm going to be spending a lot of money is basically,
You don't need to buy a mug, dude.
I mean, I don't need to. I don't.
You'll probably be spending a lot of money though, because it's not the neighborhood bar.
Sure.
It's expensive. They
Sure,
are building
sure,
the
sure.
neighborhood bar coming soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You need help with your PC over there.
What
are you trying to
I've
do?
really distracted you.
No, I'm just like, I feel like I could fix whatever's going on right now.
So what's happening right here is just me trying to remember how to keep, like, not let it go to sleep
Okay.
while still trying to be a good co-host, because my brain has a real fear of letting people down.
Press the Windows key
Yeah.
and type power button.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, okay. And
I'm
click
good at
that.
typing. What?
Good.
Open?
Yes. Change what the power button does when plugged in. Now, it has all these like options.
So many options.
So scroll down.
Oh,
There's the
I think I found it.
Yeah, there you go. Turn my
There it is.
plugged in. Turn screen off after. Never. Make
We're
my
back. We're
yeah.
so back.
We're so back. Windows. I like finally have the Mac. It's got its own 1,000 issues.
Yeah.
You might. How many tabs you got open, my friend?
36.
Counted them myself. It is 36 in Harry Potter, right? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea. I
Have you
don't know
seen
the
the
reference, but it is actually 36 in here.
Have you seen the first Harry Potter?
Yeah, probably. I don't love those movies.
So Dudley, Harry's cousin,
Yeah.
comes down, and it's his birthday. And Dudley, come open your gifts. Or whatever. He goes, how many are there? And Uncle Vernon, Dudley's dad, goes, 36. Counted them myself. And he goes, 36. Last year's was 37. And he goes, oh, but they're bigger than last year. And he's just, it's a whole thing. So,
I'm so
out
glad.
there,
So glad I did.
they will get it.
My wife will be so proud. She's a huge Harry Potter fan, and I am in the room sometimes when she watches them.
So the funny thing is, you may be the only person right now who needed the explanation. We'll see.
And I thank you for it.
Yeah. Let us know out there.
But yeah, the Beacon Barrel looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. You know what? I'm glad it'll be there when I eventually go.
Yeah. I assume they'll serve alcohol, which I don't care if they do or not. But will be nice to have some hopefully good food and drinks in Magic Kingdom, which don't really exist at the moment. And yeah, I don't know. It says it's going to open in late 2025. I would guess like October, November. Those would be somewhere in that range.
Yeah. Well, it'll be cool. I forgot I was going to ask you if you drink, but you have bought me a drink and had the same one. So
Yeah.
But it's
I
just
was
like,
going to ask you what your hard liquor of choice was when you were talking about old fashions.
oh,
I know that's right.
I won't drink any of them straight.
Sure, sure. I meant like in cocktails.
It is dark rum now.
Okay.
Any drink with dark rum in it, I know is going to be good because rum is very odd. If anything is in it, it becomes sweet. I've had Freddie and I once got the old fashioned type drink from Club 33. It's not a flex. It's just where it was. And it had like 3 types of rum in it and maybe a flavor, but I don't even think so. And it was very strong. And then when the ice melted a little bit, the drink like became sweet. What about you? What's your?
It used to be tequila, but
Well,
now I'm in my mid 30s.
You could have given me 4 guesses, and I don't think tequila would have been one.
love a margarita, love tequila, but yeah, I can't do that quite as well. I don't know. I like whiskey quite a bit at the moment. Yeah, I've read a lot of. If you've listened to the prior episodes I've been on, really like Japan, but I've read a lot of Japanese novels lately, and like every single author is like, yeah, the main character is kind of a brooding guy that drinks whiskey before he falls asleep. I'm like that sounds pretty good.
You know, Detective Pikachu was supposed to fancy whiskey
Okay.
because the whole trope, but
Sure.
then they're like, well, we can't do that. So he just really likes coffee.
Yeah.
But he's a detective who loves whiskey, but it's just coffee.
It makes
instead.
sense.
And the way they portray it is
Sure.
as if it was whiskey, right? So yeah, there's your fun fact of the day. I also really like gin.
Yeah, gin's good.
People are like, ew. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't even taste it. I think people are afraid of flowers. Just crazy. Usually when there's a gin drink, there's elderflower in it, you know?
Yeah. No, I like of the clear alcohols. Gin is really good.
I used to like vodka, but I got over it. The vodka's
right out.
Yeah.
I have a honey whiskey right now at home. It's nice.
Yeah. And dude, bourbon, honey, lemon.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So let us dive right in. Here's our Big Thunder topic of the week. Disney cruise for the modern millennial. So you messaged us, or did we message you?
I don't know.
Someone messaged someone, and you had recently gone on a Disney cruise. And I'm like, you want to talk about the Disney cruise? So here we are. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with the mic, Andrew. You can relax.
Oh,
You're not going to ruin the show.
I promise I'm
promise
relaxed.
you're not going to let me down. You're not going to let the viewers down. You're not going to let the listeners down.
I promise I'm relaxed.
So, what made you want to go on the Disney cruise besides work? Like, I know any travel opportunity you got, you'll go, I'm sure. But
Correct.
What pushed you to go on the Disney cruise?
This was a pretty specific case. It's my parents' 50th anniversary this year. My mom and dad.
Easy.
And they were like, let's do a big trip. And when it's your parents' 50th anniversary, you do the big trip. So we were kicking around some ideas and eventually settled on this cruise plus Belize. So it was mainly decided on because like there's 8 of us. There's me and my wife Melissa, who I'm just going to call Melissa now instead of my wife. There's my parents, there's my brother and sister-in-law and their 10-year-old son, and then my sister, who's a little bit older than me. And it's like, well, we're trying to plan this big vacation for 8 people of very different ages. What do we do? And it seemed like a cruise was a pretty good option in like limiting the decisions we have to make while on the vacation.
That's like the one reason I won't travel with people. I simply do not want to. But the second reason is, yeah, everyone travels differently, and everyone wants different things out of a trip.
Yeah.
Let alone a vacation. And some people don't even truly take vacations. They take trips. So yeah, cruise, you can just choose to stay on the boat the whole time on a floating hotel.
It's
Right?
true.
You can sit by the tiny little pool. You can sit at the bar. You can eat to your heart's content. You can dance. You can do bingo. You know,
Trivia.
yeah, kids club.
Yeah. I
Which
could not do kids club.
You
but
could not do kids club and should not, but the 10-year-old
walked
could.
in there.
Oh,
Yeah. You seem interested.
huh?
You seem super interested.
Oh, I went to the kids club.
Oh, when you were a kid.
I was 10.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful.
It looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of like theme park references in there.
Yeah, I don't think they were that hard into the theme parks back then.
Yeah.
It was more like, oh, Peter Pan.
Yeah, sure.
I think it was the same boat actually.
Yeah.
So I know they've redone it since 20 years ago, which is scary to think about. So yeah, you went. It was a family trip.
Yep.
Why did Disney come out on top? Was it? I want to guess. Is it because of the kid, or is it because it's probably the least trashy?
I think it was pretty even. I mean, the kid wanted it.
Yeah.
Wyatt. Hi, Wyatt.
Hi, Wyatt.
The kid definitely wanted it. Like the rest of us were kind of on board with it too. One for like, that's what I do. We're comfortable with it. And less.
Yeah, they're not. I'm sorry, it's not
worrying.
the only non-trashy, but like,
Sure.
it's one of the. There are like, there's commentary on whether the new boats are good or not, right? But like Disney itself, the company, the purveyor, is not really going to disappoint people.
Yeah, rave reviews. Like you don't see a bad review about service on a Disney cruise line. You might like you said, people might not like the ship. Or
Yeah, it's like, why is the spa here,
Yeah,
or why does
sure.
this cost extra?
Uh-huh.
But it's not like, oh, this guy was rude to me.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I mean, we'll talk more about this in a few minutes, but like they're right. It's
Yeah.
it's incredible. The service is like people praise the Disney theme parks, and rightfully so. Like those are kept incredibly clean for the amount of people going through and what it is. But like the cruise ships are a totally different level. It's absurd how hard those people work, and they do such a good job. So yeah, no, I think to go back to your main question, like, yeah, a little bit of the kid, a little bit my work, a little bit like that's what we're familiar with. But more than anything, it was a like, we know this will be a well crafted experience because of the reviews and because of the brand.
Yeah, if you're not much of a, you said, did we already bring it up? It's your first cruise?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
but it was.
very first cruise.
Spoilers.
Never been on one.
So if you're not like a cruiser, right? You're like, I don't want to do Carnival. I don't want to do Royal Caribbean, right? Royal Caribbean's like in between, but now it's just like floating cities. That's sketchy.
Yeah,
Don't
I
mess with
agree.
the ocean. And then there's like, there's Celebrity when you get
Sure.
up there. I think Norwegian's a little below. And then like you get into like the other stuff that's just like wildly expensive.
Yeah.
But when you're not in the cruise world, you don't know anything about cruises.
No.
Most people kind of get what hotels are, right? You know that Marriott is pretty good. Hilton and Hyatt are good. If not like the same as Marriott, but in people's heads, right? And then it's like everyone, if you say Ritz-Carlton, everyone knows what that means. People call things ritzy, it's like, what the Ritz is. So there is like this point of reference for hotels where cruises, it like, that crazy stuff happens on Carnival, and that Disney Cruise is the Disney one and pretty good.
Yeah.
And then everything else is research time, but it's like,
Sure.
There's a 10-year-old coming with us. Disney Cruise.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless you're a Disney hater, you're probably better off on there. Unless you're doing an
I don't
adults
know.
only cruise.
If it's an adults only cruise,
Yeah,
that's different.
That's different. But like just cruise, like Disney Cruise versus like a Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas.
Right.
May as well do the Disney Cruise if you could afford it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I mean, you just brought up, it is more expensive, but I can't imagine the other cruise lines do as well with like kids. Like say you're a family with 2 kids, like you could realistically, like, drop them off at 10 and pick them up at 5 if they're having a good time. Like,
Yeah,
I can't imagine that's going on a lot of places.
Yeah, my brother and sister were kind of more bored with the kids club because they
Sure.
were maybe they were 6 and 8, but like the 10-year-old one, it's like I'm glad you said like why it wanted to go on because when you're in that sweet spot of as old as you can be without being a brat about kiddie things,
Sure.
it's probably the most fun because you can do more things where you're aware of things, you're into it. Like I bring this up all the time. You have your ID card on you with a barcode and whatever, right? At
Yep.
all times. They would call my parents' room and say, "Hey, he's walking over. Check in when he's there." So like they would let me walk the ship alone
Yeah.
on Disney cruise.
Yeah.
Because if a cast member saw me, they know exactly what's going on. They make sure I'm walking into a room, right? Like it's one of those places. Yeah. So and I love the kids club over there. So last question before we get into what I wrote. Did you use any DVC for this?
No. No.
Not worth?
Not for us. We use our DVC like every year. So we didn't have enough points. 2, it's not a good value compared to like the hotels in Disney World or Disneyland. I'm actually staying at the Disneyland Hotel this summer for the first time.
Oh,
Side note. Or Alani. Like those are the best uses. So didn't even really consider it. But didn't have enough points to consider it.
good to
in the
know
first
though,
place.
because yeah, if you got DVC, don't waste it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is meant for Walt Disney World mostly, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Unless
mean,
Aulani's your home resort, you got a bunch of points. You have a lot of points, or
no, I don't have
someone else?
No,
Okay.
I don't have a lot of points. Tiffany Luna, I think.
Oh, yeah,
I think she has.
she's the one
points.
with the Aulani 150 points.
I will say, like, Alani, not that hard to book if you have any points at all. Like, we've done it 2 times, 3 times, something like
Okay.
that. But yeah, I wouldn't use, unless you just aren't gonna use the DVC points. I wouldn't use them on a cruise at all.
All right, so
Are you a cruise person? Do you think?
uh,
Are you interested in cruises?
I was super against it for a while.
How come?
For the most part, I still am. I'm not afraid, and I don't get seasick. A lot of these boats are sketch, right? Remember when Carnival just like got stranded for like 10
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
right? It's not a fear of Titanic. It's this like, oh, just like things you don't want to happen can happen. You know what I mean? It's like staying at a gross motel and seeing roaches. Like
Right.
that's the mentality. Some of it's that. Some of it is there's an old Bill Burr joke of how to thin the population. And he said every 8 months or so sink a cruise ship. And then Conan said, that's terrible. And Bill Burr goes, think of the types of people who are on those ships. So that, look, it's not you guys.
No comment.
But think of some of those, it's like, I don't want to hang out with those people. Right.
You and I have talked, and Rain was there. We've talked about the WDW crowd, the Walt Disney World crowd. And yeah, I see what you're saying is all I'm going to say.
No, it gets worse than that. That's the thing.
I think so.
The things that are worse than that are the Carnival Cruise crowd. So
Could believe it.
So yeah, I know it's not all that. So there's some of that. Then there's just like what I'm looking for out of a vacation is not like I don't need the all you can eat. I don't need these like crazy buffets. So then there are the ones that have like the crazy table service. It's cool. And it's just like I don't know. It didn't seem very enticing, and it's also they're usually like everything is like some sort of shtick, right?
Yeah.
There's the expensive jewelry stores. There's like all the shopping that makes no sense. Non-Disney cruises, there's a casino on board. Then there's the whole art scam thing. If you guys want to know about the art scam, let me know. I'll look it up. There's some crazy article of like how people just straight up get scammed buying art on cruises. It's a wild world out there. And then there's like, you know, let's all do the electric slide. It's like, I'm okay. Right. Oh, game time in the game room, or like come down for the embarkation day party.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't care about that. So I think it's because in a way you're like on a group vacation with the whole ship.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of
Whereas,
a summer camp vibe in some ways.
yeah, where like obviously when you're at a hotel, everyone else is staying at the hotel, but everyone's got their own story. Whereas the cruise is like, hey, these are our neighbors for the next 7 days. So not super enticing, but as like we've watched Bright Sun films, as like people have gone on, it's like Kimmy and I are like, maybe we'll go on like the Disney Fantasy,
Hmm.
which is the in-between ship where Magic and Wonder are quite old and they're going to decommission them and basically rebuild them in like the same old class, but probably closer to the Fantasy. And the Fantasy is still like an ocean liner. Jake Williams always talks about it. He's like, it's still beautiful. It's a cruise. Like in the old days, it's not the big like new style floating city stuff.
Right.
And the new ones don't like. The problem with the new ones for me, when you're on a cruise, you want to be, it's a floating hotel. The new ones have really cool things in them, but they're not very cohesive, right? It's like, oh, Haunted Mansion bar, cool. And then there's the Marvel restaurant,
Sure.
so things like that. But we're a little more interested these days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what were your hopes and goals on this ship? Or do you have something to say about the ship itself?
The ship itself. Well, I think we'll just stumble upon that
Yeah.
more than anything.
So, like, did you want to relax? You want to does Disney do excursions or not really?
They do.
They do?
We didn't, but
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, there's food. There's just,
Yeah,
Disney. So,
there's everything.
Yeah.
Speaking for myself, and like, I'll speak to the family vibe in a minute, but like for myself, I just kind of wanted to do as much as I could, which is how Melissa and I travel.
so are you a, hold on. I got to do it. Let me know if you guys know this reference. Do you like to plan things out or wait to see what happens? You plan every minute of your trip. Are you a minute?
You
to
sounded
minute plan?
that was a very good.
You don't know the reference?
What was it? It sounded like what's his name on Smuggler's Run.
Nope.
It sounded exactly like him. So
Well,
very good.
Yeah, then it's very bad. It is the one of the questions from Beast Library.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's asking if you're spontaneous or
So
not.
kind of like well,
There's the
is
quiz.
that Gaston?
It's Lumiere.
Lumiere. There we go. Thank you.
And because at the end is what is it? Would you rather have lunch with nice people or have nice people for lunch? So yeah,
I'm a planner. I mean,
every second of
obviously.
every day.
Not as much anymore. I don't know, when I'm not trying to plan out people's theme park days, like if we're going to a big city or something, like it's kind of let's plan one nice meal, whether it's lunch or dinner. Let's plan one big thing we're doing that day, and then we'll walk and see what's around. That's kind of what
So
the vibe is at
okay,
this point.
so some plans, but the goal is see a lot through exploration.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It's not like this minute we're going to this coffee shop and then we're gonna hit up this convenience store and then we got to make this dinner reservation, so we're gonna take this train.
No,
Okay.
not unless like the time is very limited,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like I genuinely just want to see as much as I can.
Okay.
But no, it's a lot of walking. That's generally my vibe, and I usually I like to do things. I like to go see things. So I guess that was one of the reasons why I didn't really consider myself a cruise person before this. It's like, well, I can walk around the boat a lot,
Yeah.
and I'll see everything they have. And that was really my goal. Not just because I can write about them now on the website, but also I just like to see what everyone's doing, and like what can I realistically have fun doing on the ship. So like getting on the boat, I just wanted to start walking around, see what appealed to me. As a whole, though, it was kind of like get a taste of everything. I knew I wasn't going to go to every trivia or every little show or try every bit of food that was offered because I wanted to live. But but it was trying to like go experience most things or get a taste for them. Like there's I don't know like 3 adult lounges or bars, and it was like I went to one and peeked in the others. That was enough. So it was
Okay.
kind of again get a taste for everything.
How long was your cruise?
5 days, 4 nights.
4 nights. Okay,
Hmm.
so it is that makes more sense. If it was like 6 nights,
Right.
then yeah, you got 2 full days to explore
Sure.
completely.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like I'd be a little bit like that. Like I want to explore the ship. It's cool.
Yeah.
There's like random corners of things, and like I know about Disney, but a lot of them like cruise ships just have like libraries on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, all right. So
Like even by the end of the 4.5 days, really, like there were still things where I was like, oh, I didn't really see that, and I didn't know that was there. So I mean, they're huge. So it's just like you said, if it was a week, or if like our first 2 days we had port days. So like we were off the boat for a little bit. Like if I didn't have those, I think I probably would have had an even better handle on how everything went. But for the most part, I feel like I experienced it all.
so we'll come back to the port days. So let's talk about the ship a little bit. You said you explored most of it.
Yeah, have we said it? I'm not sure we have. I was on the Disney Magic.
Yeah, so it's the oldest ship in the fleet. It's came up with the Disney Wonder,
Yeah.
1998. So overall impressions.
You could tell it was a little bit older.
Mhm.
Uh, not in the way that it like looked bad or anything. Uh, there were just some space things where I was like, this feels pretty crowded. This feels a little bit more cramped than I would want it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, obviously the newer ones are bigger. Like you're saying, a little bit of the city on water feel, but they also just hold more people or hold them more efficiently. So I felt that, but otherwise, like pretty impressed with like this ship. These ships were made in 1998. I mean, they've been redone and things, but like it looks really
Yeah, there
good, and
there's
everything's well made.
there's certain things you can redo, and then there's certain things like, oh, they built this cabinet to put a little TV in, right? And that you'll see that throughout a ship. You'll see like weird architectural motifs that like we don't employ anymore.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, we don't like this framing around this door right here that no one on camera could see. Like people don't really do that anymore,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And I think this was kind of done recently, but like I didn't do it. But it's an old style. Like Seinfeld's doors were like this,
Yeah.
Or now everything is like big and flat.
Yep.
And like, there was a time where crown molding was intricate in like the early 2000s. So, you see these weird styles. Disney had like the very quirky nature style back then, like think World of Disney, like downtown Disney being a big giant vine, things
Mhm.
like that. So yeah, you can paint over it, but
Right.
you can't really do too much.
Yeah. Or
So
even things like pool sizes. Like
yeah.
I feel like if they redid the ship at this point, like they'd make some bigger pools.
I
Uh,
did learn why pools aren't so big
yeah.
on ships. One, it's like, the water just sloshes around everywhere. But two, it is an immense amount of weight at the top of the ship.
That makes sense.
And not that that's going to tip the ship over, but when you do something like that, underneath that has to be extremely reinforced. And then you have all this heavy material at the top of the ship weighing the ship down. And then you got to make the bottom of the ship heavier. And then you got to drive this heavier ship. And really, like, as small as the pools are, every time I see videos of cruise ships, like, there aren't that many people even around the pool. Like, sometimes people fight over the chairs and stuff, but it's like, people are doing other things on the cruise. And I think most people look for the port days where I like the at sea days.
Yeah.
So, how'd you feel about port days? Would you
I really I really enjoyed the port days. the port days were also like the best time to be on the ship. Like
right?
at sea days, the pools were crowded and like everything was crowded. Whereas the port days, like we got back from Nassau. Is it Nassau
It's
or
all
Nassau? I
they're,
I heard it pronounced like
they're
three
both
different ways.
not
So.
like wholly incorrect. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure.
Like you weren't like Naso. You know,
Yeah.
it's like those.
Close enough. People
if
know
there
what
were
I'm
going to be
talking
two
about.
correct ones, it's going to be one of those. You know,
Sure.
it's like I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna go Nassau. Sorry if that's wrong, everybody, but like that day we were only out on the port for like 2-3 hours at most, and then got back to the boat, and it was like, oh, this is great.
anybody get cornrows?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I tried to get my mom too, but she said no.
Good job, Mom.
Yeah. No, we went to a rum distillery there, and it was pretty great.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, a lot of the port day stuff is like not that cool.
No. I mean, Nassau was. I did not enjoy Nassau and the two streets where you like closest to the
Yeah,
port.
it
It was
is.
not enjoyable.
No.
But then the further we walked, and then actually, I think someone working in like one of the coffee shops on the boat told us about this rum distillery, and they're like, "Yeah, free tours. They'll give you a sample." And then they have a tasting room, and we are like, "Great, let's go do that." And we walked. I don't know, it was maybe like half a mile, and that was great. Really enjoyed that, and then basically turned around and went back on the boat after that. So yeah, really enjoyed that part of Nassau, and like seeing. I actually do find the like Bahamas architecture pretty. I think it's pretty Caribbean Bahamas. I like those pastel buildings, or in some cases bright buildings, and like it's a little run down, and there's some commentary there probably about going to experience it while on a luxury cruise ship, but like I think it's kind of pretty to just walk around, and so I enjoyed that part, especially once we were out of the kind of tourist traps. And then the other stop we made was I'm gonna get this wrong. Lookout Point at Castaway Cay.
Key.
Key.
You
Thank
almost
you.
had it. Castaway Key's the original one?
No,
No.
I was wrong anyway. Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. There we go.
Whoa.
This is a new one.
This is the new one.
Yeah. I don't think Disney owns like the whole island here, just like a section of it.
Yeah, they bought a big portion of it, and then they actually gave some of it back after
Oh, cool.
improving it. They don't want to like disturb it too much, apparently.
It was great.
Long walk?
No,
No,
I didn't think it was that. I mean, I walk. I'm
Yeah.
a walker, but it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think people just expect to not
Yeah,
do that because they're on vacation, but it's not.
but it's cool. Like
Yeah.
you're on the what do they call them? The dock, but it's not a dock. It's like the long boardwalk into
Yeah.
the island, and like you're up above the ocean. Like
Yeah.
it's a cool walk. And then the tram picks you up, and I think I sent a Instagram story that day, a Trammin Island style, and
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
then the tram picks you up, and then it drops you off like right by the water, and I thought it was pretty seamless, honestly. I guess it's like for some people with kids, I bet it would be a pretty long walk, but yeah, I didn't really think anything of it.
Okay.
I did, and then the area was gorgeous. You have the beach to yourself. Like I said, the cruise ship felt crowded at times. This area did not at all. Like there was maybe a minute long line to get lunch. That was the only time I really noticed people. They did some cool cultural stuff, whether it was like telling you about the way of life there, or like some live music performances, and then like the beach is just spectacular. So we went down, excuse me, we went down the nature trail, which was okay. Like the nature trail itself was more inland, and it's not like the prettiest thing, but then it lets out by these beautiful rocks that you can climb around, and there are signs that are like hey, you're on your own here. Is
Yeah.
basically what they're saying, but they didn't dissuade anyone from going. So yeah, it was wonderful. I loved that spot. Um, we I think you could get back on the boat at like I think the ship left at 4:30, somewhere around there. And like everyone leaves at like 2 cuz everyone's so afraid of getting left behind, I think. But like Melissa and I were there until 3, and like we were thinking about going back, and then we look around and there's like 10 people around, and you just kind of have this whole island to yourself. And it
Yeah,
was
if the ship leaves at 4:30, realistically, you could stand up and start walking at 4.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been fine. I think I went around and took all my pictures at that point because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like no one around. Yeah, it was great. Beautiful island, beautiful.
The only thing that's odd to me is it doesn't look like grown in yet.
It There's a little bit of that.
Mhm.
I didn't feel that like when you actually got there at the beach, but definitely like getting off the boat
Like all
and
this palm tree still
and
tied up, it's like,
right, and the driving from where the tram picks you up to where it lets you off, that didn't feel
mm. Yeah, it'll
quite
get there.
built up. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great.
How was the island food? I know that was an issue like very early on. Did they kind of figure it out?
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it actually. I They had, it was almost like a barbecue inspired
Mhm.
spot. They had some jambalaya and like pretty good fish there actually. Um and then the barbecue stuff was fine. But like the specialty things I thought were pretty good. They did a good job of, cuz I assume they probably make them either on the boat or like they have to make some of the stuff on the boat, I would think. I don't know.
Yeah, how does
I mean, there are I assume they're called cast members. There are cast members that actually like live on the island, but I don't think they do a lot of the cooking. They probably do some of the cooking there though.
Yeah, I mean, they might even get deliveries on the other side of the island
Yeah.
and just deal with it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
If you have insight into that, let us know. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed the food there pretty well, and they did run out of soft serve ice cream before I got a cone, but
That's
that's
crazy.
it. Yeah.
How do you? It's a powder.
It was pretty hot. I mean,
Okay, and it's quote unquote free.
yeah.
So,
So people just load up.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
best and worst part of cruises is just seeing all the little kids and what they get at buffets and at the soft serve ice cream machine. You see like a kid walking past with like 35 shrimp on one plate, and he's like, "You're not going to eat that, but I'm glad you're in your happy spot, kid."
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe our parents just didn't take us. We didn't really do buffets when we went, but we did like I would eat like poolside food
Yeah.
and all that. But let's talk about the food.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you take us away. However you want to do it because yeah, whatever you want.
Let's start with like the actual sit down restaurants,
Okay.
which you can do every night. There's usually one available for lunch and breakfast, I think, as well, but that's more just like a la carte. And then every night there's a rotation. So we did our first night. We did Animator's Palette, which if you've never been on the if you've never been in that restaurant, I won't like spoil it for you, but it's a pretty cool little show for what it is. Like impressive.
I remember it
Yeah.
because it was that impressive.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the kids club would visit it during the day for like
Oh.
activities, but it was in its blank slate form.
Oh,
So you're just like,
that's
oh,
cool.
this is a white room.
Yeah.
And then you go to dinner and they do the thing and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because you get a hint of what might happen, but you don't know that
Yeah,
it is a
there's
hint.
like not this is I guess minor spoiler, but like there's some like drawing going on in the wall, or
Well,
like
and-
the pictures change.
And the walls are like perforated.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, this is a weird place.
Sure.
And then, yeah, you get the show later. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I totally remember this, like walking through it multiple times because it was the last restaurant in our rotation, too.
Oh, that's good. I
Yeah.
mean, we didn't get that. It was the first night, and I kind of wish it was like a later night on the trip, but really impressed by like the show, the the restaurant. Again, the service throughout was impeccable.
And
so.
it's like, in terms of like showness, it's more subtle than like the Marvel thing where
For
you're
sure.
like Ant-Man's yelling at you while you're eating your, pate or whatever, and pressing a button on a on a coaxium container or whatever the heck they're doing. So okay, Animator's Palette. Now, go ahead.
No, I want to know
How was the food though?
This will be a running theme of my whole cruise experience. It was good, not great.
Okay. So if you could compare it to a Disneyland resort restaurant, what would you compare it to?
I do think they were like all of the restaurants were varying degrees of good, I thought. I'll put Animator's Palette at like what's the Grand Californian Bar?
Hearthstone or
No,
Craftsman?
Craftsman.
So, like, it's not.
Would be like excellent counter service food, but not spectacular table service food.
Yeah, so that would be like I'm trying to think of like the walk-ups in Disneyland, like it's better than a Smoke Jumpers, it sounds
For
like.
sure. Way better.
Okay.
Like not comparable.
But not as good as like a Cafe Orleans.
Yeah, I put it above the I'm so bad at names, sorry. The California Adventure, the pasta place, not Boardwalk, but the sit down one.
Oh, Wine Country?
Yeah, like it's better than Wine
most
Country.
places are better than that. So like Craftsman Bar and Grill, there's like some decent options, but not everything's number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Cafe Orleans in its current state, like probably pretty even actually.
Okay.
Now that
All
I'm
right.
thinking about it, not
Yeah, Cafe Orleans
if
will be
they
a little hit or
restored it
miss.
to Cafe Orleans' former glory. I'd pick Cafe Orleans all the time, but yeah.
Okay, so it's not gonna blow you away. You're not sitting down at like, Lamplight or something.
No.
Okay.
I like Lamplight more. What I will say is like this is for people that aren't adventurous eaters. I think this is part of the allure of cruises. It's like you can try everything.
I think
which isn't maybe a big deal to you and me, but it is to a lot of people.
I think that's also where some of my trepidation comes from. I don't really take food advice from many people because people are not adventurous with their food.
Right.
And so any like hint of anything blows them away. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
But it's not going to like make me go try something because I'll try and be like, it was fine. Like I was a year or two ago, I was joking. I'm like, everyone out there, please save me from this boring life of food. And no one did. And then I've had it before, but like I went out with my dad and I had bone marrow with like melted Gouda and raisins on top of it.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I need stuff like that now. Not like because it's fancy. It doesn't even have to be fancy. It's like
just needs to be really good.
Yeah, it's like, all right, like how many bowls of jambalaya am I gonna have?
Yeah.
And it's like people don't taste spices, so when they taste them at a restaurant, like, oh my god.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think again, like all of it was good quality.
I like Chili's, but it's not going to impress me in like some way I've never been impressed before.
Right.
But like, sure, if we like, hey, we're going to Chili's, be like, fine, I'll get the mozzarella sticks covered.
You're not
in
going to be
Nashville hot
upset
sauce.
about it.
Yeah, I'll be upset about Olive Garden, but
yeah, me too. Please no. I don't to kind of put them in order. Like we went to 3 different restaurants. I don't remember what I had at Animator's Palette, which is not ideal. Like, you want to remember what you eat.
That's saying something. Because this was a month ago.
Yeah, a little over, but yeah. So like the Animator's Palette was, I remember thinking like pretty good.
Okay.
And then the next night we went to Rapunzel's Royal Table. Which you talk about the show. It started off, I thought this was so strange. This like I don't know if it was 2 or 3 piece like all women band. Cool. They're up on stage and singing like 90s soft rock songs. Okay. So like there's some U2, there's some Sheryl Crow, there's like I don't know what's happening and why they're
Uh-huh.
doing this. I found it incredible. Like
Wait, what?
I was so amused. It was so funny to me. I don't think that was the point, but it's like they're up there singing I don't remember if it was like One from U2, and I'm like, why? But please just keep going. This is fantastic. Eventually, the like Rapunzel comes out and
And sings "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" by Shania Twain.
my dream come true right there. I love you, Melissa, but I throw it all away for that.
Wait, hold on. What? What do you throw for Shania Twain?
No, Rapunzel singing Shania.
Oh, okay.
Twain.
All right.
No.
Shout out to Shania Twain though.
Yeah,
Just straight up.
that
People
sounds
don't.
great.
I don't like country, but Shania Twain is Shania Twain. You know. All right.
No, so it was amusing dinner.
Okay.
Pretty. There was a little show with whatever you call the ruffians and the snuggly duckling.
I was gonna say those guys with the swords.
Yeah. Between them and Rapunzel, like pretty enjoyable. Even if it wasn't as amusing to me as the women band singing those soft rock songs. So, and the food there I liked a little bit better. I had a sea bass one night that I thought was quite good. And they had a dessert that was like fry bread with different sauces, and that was pretty good too. I liked that one, the food anyway, more than the animator's palette food. We actually ate there 2 nights in a row because the third night was Pirates Night, and they just told you to go back to the previous night. I don't understand how it works, but that's where we were. The menu was different though, which is nice. More piratey themed. But I don't really remember that meal as well either. So it was better on the Rapunzel night. And then the last restaurant we went to was Lumiere's. And I thought this was the best meal, like food of the trip. A little more French inspired. I had a ribeye. No, it wasn't a ribeye. It was a cut of beef. Some cut of beef. I don't remember.
It's always a filet mignon.
It wasn't.
No.
I took your advice. I didn't order the.
Oh, look at that. Is it in New York?
It might have been a New York strip, actually.
Yeah. New York strip's a happy medium.
Yeah, for sure.
Pun intended? Maybe.
I ate so much. We went to Disney World right before this for like my work.
Oh.
I ate so much steak there that I was like, I'm gonna eat a lot of fish on the boat, and it was a good move.
Yeah, I've been looking at like fish options more, unless I'm at like a steak place. What's funny is I actually did have a filet mignon recently, but it's because I ate at Seasons 52. Have you heard of this place?
No.
Every meal or every dish is 495 calories or less, and it's all like very fresh food. Apparently,
Okay.
It's underneath Capitol Grill at South Coast Plaza.
Oh, okay.
Very long story. I thought we were going to Capitol Grill. I was craving a hamburger. So, anyways, they only had like everything was small, so it was like a 6-ounce filet mignon and a lobster tail. I'm like, all right, I'll do
Sounds
that.
pretty good.
Yeah, and then because I saw potatoes on there, and it was like 5 marbles of little potatoes. I'm like,
come on,
495 calories. Dude, you can't.
You just eat it and then you stop for French fries on the way home.
They don't have French fries there.
No, you stop somewhere else.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just wanted a burger and fries. Anyways, like, if you go to a decently, not high end, but like, you know, like their noses are turned up a little bit.
Sure.
Restaurant that says they serve American food, the burger's going to be good.
Yeah,
you're
right.
So, sorry. Lumiere's, lots of steak, possibly in New York, French food.
I also had a fish there too. That was really good. Had some escargot. Pretty good.
I was about to say no snails, huh?
No, I did.
How is escargot?
I like escargot. I mean, it tastes like the texture and not taste is similar to like a clam, which makes sense. I mean, shells,
squishy mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So not the best, but they're not giant, right?
No, they're bite size, and Like I like the taste. It's not seafood esque, but kind of has that richness to it a little bit.
Okay.
I liked it. It didn't like blow me away. But I don't really find it that gross, unlike other people. So,
I think
um,
people assume you got a shell and you're sucking a
no,
snail out of it.
no. I mean, maybe
Does it still
somewhere in
have the
France.
ears?
No,
Okay. See, I
like
could
it,
do that because
like we told Wyatt like, hey, try this, and he did, and had no idea what it was, and he like liked it, and then we're like, you ate snail, and he like you never would have known.
there's so many snails around here and they're very cute now. Like I find them cute and
That's a problem.
I make sure I don't step on them.
Sure.
And now like when I see them like on the way to eat a flower petal, I move the flower petal closer to them and then they go to town. So
You and the snails.
me and the snails, dude. I respect the snails. I'll eat them though.
Me and Rapunzel singing Shania Twain. You and the snails. Quite
Snail Twain. No.
Yeah.
All right. It's not. Yeah, we'll ignore what I said.
Lumiere's was a pretty restaurant too. I thought that was like kind of a step up in quality in pretty much every way. Less of a show, not really any show to it, but just like a
Okay,
nice
yeah. When
meal.
the menu looks like that,
Yeah.
you know.
And that, I mean, they had creme brulee, so that's the way to my heart right there. So, yeah, really, out of the three, that was definitely my favorite. But they each had something that was like memorable about it, even if it wasn't the food sometimes. So, yeah, we didn't go to Palo, which is the adults only restaurant on Disney cruise ships, mainly because we had Wyatt with us. I wanted to do a brunch, but they were sold out of reservations pretty quick.
And you would have to pay extra.
That's correct.
And you've technically, in a way, paid for your rotational dinner.
Yeah.
So you are now paying extra
more,
in a way and not eating the other food. So
for sure.
yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Let's talk about. Well, there's the buffet called Cabanas. We had a couple lunches there. I thought it was decent. I mean, buffets are always a little sketchy.
I'm not a buffet guy, really. It's
Yeah, they're okay. They do some things well, right? But if it's like if you're looking for high quality food, you're probably not going to find it. The hope, at least for me at this point with buffets, is like offer enough things so that I can find something I enjoy quite a bit, and they did. Like they had a pretty good spread. There was some Asian food. In fact, I think they had different specials every day. So like one day it was like more Chinese focused, so like some chow meins and fried rice and things like that. Very American Chinese, but nonetheless, it was sort of interesting. Then the other time we went was more Indian focused and like some butter chicken and curries and naan. So like they were trying,
yeah.
which is basically all you can ask for. They had lots of shrimp, which I love a good peel and eat shrimp.
Oh, okay. Peel and eat. All right. All right.
Yep.
That always tastes somehow like 10 times better.
Yeah, for
than
sure.
Just
For
the
sure.
little frozen bag. They were probably frozen too, but it's fine.
They had like a decent salad bar, some good like freshly baked bread, focaccia, or some different things. It wasn't amazing, and it was smaller than I wanted it to be in there. Always very cramped, but
Apparently, Disney does not do the buffets well on any of the ships. They probably don't want you going there. I don't know.
yeah, strange.
Yeah, because then we have Goofy's Kitchen, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
But I just dislike buffets. I think I like picking a craving, going to a place that specializes in that craving.
You're gonna love Japan.
Because like I was at a food hall this weekend. Since we don't do one last bite, I'll say it in here. It's a chain of food halls now.
We don't do one last bite.
No,
Why not?
one last bite is just what you're looking forward to now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you ate something good in a Disney park,
So then I can say it.
Okay. So we have it so good now is like highlights or food reviews
Okay.
in Disney.
Okay.
But also you can do whatever you want. You're a host right now, so
Great.
yeah. But there's a food hall called Rodeo.
Yeah.
There's a
in,
lot of
Long
them.
Beach. Oh,
Yeah, I went to one in San Clemente, or no, San Juan Capistrano,
oh,
and they just opened one in Whittier,
Huh.
and they have like some of the same restaurants in them. So I went to a Hawaiian place called Shoots with a Z, and they had a
wait, where's the Z? At the end?
at the end.
I was like, they put the Z in front of the instead of the C.
Oh right, it says Shoots with a Z. Yeah, no Shoots. No. Shoots like he shoots.
Oh,
yeah,
SHO.
yeah, and then there's this. Yeah.
Okay.
and
Thanks
it
for
was-
clearing that up.
It was a katsu chicken sandwich.
Okay.
The katsu chicken was glazed or braised and glazed in what they called kimchi butter, and then topped with mac salad in like a Hawaiian roll, but like hamburger sized.
Were they doing too much?
It was one of the best things I've eaten in my entire
okay.
life.
Okay.
But what I loved about it is it was like $10, and it was a totally normal size for a thing. Because I love chicken sandwiches, but you ever order a chicken sandwich and you're like, this is 3 chickens, you know? It's like they're just monstrous. So this was like a good little, it was wrapped up. But my point is, this place was Hawaiian. And I'm like, I could go for Hawaiian right
Yep.
now, and I pick a Hawaiian option. But I'm not
the
gonna.
beauty of food halls. It's like, we're going here, get whatever you want. See you
Yeah.
in a minute.
But it's that the options are there, but they're not like stations
Yep.
from the same kitchen where it's like
Yep.
these people just make Hawaiian food. All these guys make empanadas, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah. Buffets.
I agree with you for the most part. There's a few, like Disneyland does not do buffets well. There's a few decent Disney World buffets actually, but even those are a little more. I keep thinking genre. That's not really the right word, but like they kind of focus on a certain type of food at least,
Mhm.
and then it feels a little better.
Yeah, like I've been to an Indian buffet.
Yep.
And Indian food, I was going to say when you brought it up, is like very conducive to
Sure.
a good buffet because it's lots of things and lots of sauce.
Yep.
And, good stuff. So, yeah, I'm not like ew buffet, but it's not, I think it's just people love abundance. And
Americans.
yeah, and especially, I mean this like in a respectful way. If you don't have a lot of money and you go to a buffet, you have this like feeling of abundance and opulence of like, I could eat anything I want for
Absolutely.
like $8 and not anymore, but I understand it.
Yeah.
But then once if you're past that, it's like, I just want to eat the thing that's the thing, you know? Like I'm going to go to a Mexican place. I'm going to go to, even if you are going to Chili's or, Macaroni Grill, it's like, at least you know the genre, you
Yeah.
know, the theme, there's a word for this for food. But now I'm
I
like,
keep thinking an ethnicity, but I'm not sure that really applies.
yeah, there is it's like
Favorite kind.
it's a, what is a food theme?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
I
it
got
just like
nothing.
you usually just call it a country's thing? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
Food.
I can see like the appeal of buffets to parents, especially. It's like you let your kid go and then they will get food.
No, they'll get chicken tenders like I did
yeah.
at the pool.
I mean, yeah. But they'll get food.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about
Yeah, I guess they're
ordering
not
for them.
they're not going to go on a hunger strike at
There's
a buffet.
there's a convenience there, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So Cabanas was fine. I actually preferred like the poolside options. They weren't bad.
Because there aren't a lot, and they just nail them.
Yeah.
Right?
I liked it's called Daisy's Delights. They had more like sandwich stuff and like they had like wraps. I had a tuna wrap a couple times. That
Ooh.
was pretty good. And then like fresh fruit and some other stuff. Even the more popular one, the Duck and Diner, had like daily specials. Like one day they had a bratwurst and I was all the way in. They had like fish specials every now and then. So I liked those probably just as much, if not more, than going to Cabanas and having like a proper meal. And the other ones are nice because like you just stop by and you're like, I'll take this. If I'm hungry again in an hour, I'll come right back.
And their food is like kind of close to ready, right? They don't.
Yeah. It's definitely made ahead, but they have such high demand that it's not like
It's like a Panda Express. They're always putting a new tray out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. So
except it won't make you feel quite as bad as Panda Express, Lord willing.
yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, it makes me feel terrible.
I've always felt terrible. It's not an old man thing for me, and it's not a stomach thing. It's just, you know what? You're just eating a lot of sugar. That's like over fried dough.
Yep.
With pasta.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
And then for some reason you drink a Pepsi with it, and it just ruins everything.
You have to.
Yeah, the one standout for me is I thought it was like magic when I went on a Disney cruise and it was like, I'll have chicken tenders and fries, and then they were just put in my hand.
Yeah.
But they're also very good because it's quite easy to make thousands of chicken tenders all day long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought the pizza looked terrible.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old nephew, Wyatt, said it was one of the best slices of pizza he's ever had. So shout out to him.
Shout out. But Wyatt, what do you know about pizza? Poor kid.
Yeah.
You're going to make him listen to this, and I just threw shade. Is he old? He's not old enough for shade yet, is he?
He probably knows what shade means.
No, to get shade thrown at him.
He can handle it.
Yeah, he can handle it.
Yeah. Throw right back, Wyatt. I'll send you Kirk's email and you can let him know.
Ask at Trammin.com. Ask your parents' permission before going online. Yeah, poolside food, man. It's either going to be the worst thing in the world or they just nail it. And I've had one of the best Caesar salads of my entire life at the Omni in La Jolla. No, what's the other one? Not La Jolla. Or with a C. Carlsbad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, cool. Yeah.
The poolside food there was pretty good.
Any hamburgers with wet hands?
I stayed away from hamburgers on this cruise ship.
Why?
Because Disney makes terrible hamburgers. So I was like, there's no way they're going to be good on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I guess if nothing's as good as Lamplight Lounge, because that's maybe top hamburgers.
Table service hamburgers are a lot safer.
Yeah, okay.
Counter service,
you're just like nah.
When's the last? Take away the. We'll bring up the Grand Californian restaurant again. Take away that counter service spot. When's the last good counter service burger you've had?
Yeah, I had an okay one at Hungry Bear once, but that was because it had a hash brown and covered in cheese and jalapenos.
They have one with pulled pork on it now. It's not bad, but it's not because the patty's good.
Okay, if I go to Hungry Bear, what am I eating?
I would actually get that burger.
Okay. In our meeting, we say "inchasketsunk," which means what do we understand now? At what point did we make? Okay.
No, the brisket at Hungry Bear, not great.
I heard on its own it's not good.
The pulled pork's decent.
It's hard to mess that up.
The corn ribs are good, but not a good value.
Yeah, what's the point of a corn rib?
Yeah, exactly. Hungry Bear, good retheme though. Good menu change. Needed it, but it's still not great.
Yeah. So let's talk shows. So food was fine. Food was fine.
Food was good, not great.
Yeah, it wasn't a sore spot. It was just it is here, and I am eating, and I like it.
Yeah.
But you're not go to the Disney cruise for the food.
Right. No, not at all. Some of the bars were pretty cool. I didn't bring that up.
Oh yeah.
They had an Irish pub that I thought was pretty fun. And then they had, I'm trying to remember the name, but it was soul themed, the Pixar movie.
Oh yeah, I heard
Soul
this is
Cat
pretty good.
Yeah, I had a few different drinks here that were pretty cool. And they held a few events there, had some live music playing. Yeah, Soul Cat Lounge, definitely worth checking out if you just want to go relax somewhere for a little bit. And I think that was the majority of the bars I went to. There was also a coffee shop in the adult section of the Disney Magic.
Yeah,
that was also they called Cove Cafe. The pastries were included in the cruise.
Mm-hmm.
The coffee was not.
Okay, was coffee included?
Like
But
you could probably get a black coffee, yeah. But
okay,
nothing else.
yeah, I've heard other cruises are like that,
It's strange.
and they sell you a coffee package.
Yeah.
Which I've also heard, unless you're pounding 3 lattes a day, it's like complete waste. Just buy your latte.
Sure.
Uh,
But that Cove Cafe was good. The pastries and the coffee.
so I have 2 questions about bars and adult stuff. I've heard new Disney cruises don't have the adults district, but
Really?
there are adult things, and then it's just like next to the shopping area.
Yeah.
Where this is like a section of the
Tucked away.
ship,
Like kind of hard to find.
and it's like multiple adults only things
I
next to
think
each other.
3. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've heard bars are good, but they're not as heavily themed on the older ships, right?
No.
Like
No.
there's no leaves overhead like the Bayou Bar
No.
or whatever.
Definitely not. Soul Cat Lounge is probably as close as
It's
you'll
like
get.
brick.
And I think that's newer.
It's like brick effect and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks good. But it's also pretty. That one's not in the adult section, so that one's like pretty open to everyone else.
Okay.
Whereas the other 3 are tucked away. My last night on the boat, I'm like running around with a tripod taking pictures, and walked down in there because I wanted like a picture of the Irish pub that I went into, and walked past one of the other places, and it's just like blasting music. And I'm like, wow, what's going on in there? I peek my head in, and it's just the DJ, just
Oh.
just going hard. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna do this earlier. In case people don't know, we brought up Wandering in Disney and Andrew doing things for work or taking photos. WanderingInDisney.com, where Andrew recounts
Everything
he does on his travels and gives you good advice. People have used it for Japanning, as we call it.
We just had a Japan trip meeting because we're taking people to Japan.
Oh yeah.
And Melissa stole your title and called it Japanning.
I mean, okay, in my head, I came up with it.
Yeah, he trademarked it, everybody.
But I'm
You
also
can't
not the
use it.
first person to say it.
If you say it, you owe Kirk money.
Yeah. You owe me. You have to. You immediately have to subscribe to our highest tier on Patreon, where you get our exclusive political podcast.
Ooh, what's that called?
That one is called. I forget the name.
Yeah, this has
It's
been
so
improv
exclusive.
with Kirk and Andrew.
Yeah. This has been the problem.
Improv.
Oh, improv. No. The political podcast is. Oh, it's called The Thin Yellow Line.
Pretty good. Took a minute to get there, but pretty good.
Yeah, yellow lives matter. Whoops.
Whoa.
Whoops, I forgot yellow is used as a color for people and it shouldn't be. But
the show is
I don't
on
know.
the Disney
Don't get
Magic.
too blue over my references. All right. What were we talking about? Japanning. Oh, WanderingInDisney.com.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. And will you share the other thing that you do, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
That you have never brought up?
No, it's not Disney related. I didn't bring that up. But I have another podcast called Trip It To Me, which is more just general travel.
But this is your 3rd time here, right?
Yeah.
I'd
Actually,
say
I have another podcast too. But
yeah.
I have another one.
We were on the Wandering in Disney podcast.
Like I have a third.
Oh, there's a third one. Okay, so we met Andrew because he just emailed us one day from Wandering in Disney and was like, I have a podcast. And then we're like, we promise we'll be on it. And then we lagged. And I'm like, we're not avoiding you. We've just been busy. And then we did the show.
It was fun.
Yeah, and it was fun. And then we had you on. And then now we're friends. But we're also like old men. So we don't like text all the time. So I wouldn't have time to know.
We're going to soon, but.
So like, I don't know that you have a podcast.
Sure.
But you've also just never mentioned it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He told me 2 hours ago, I have this podcast with my friend. I'm like, oh, it's their podcast? He goes, no, I have another one. Okay, so what's the third one?
Oh, that one's a Seattle sports podcast, which I can't imagine that.
Wait.
And it comes out like once every 3 months, maybe, if my brother and I remember to record anything.
that's still crazy. I'm gonna tell Jeff.
Okay.
I might check that out. I love talking about sports.
Oh, really?
I don't watch
We
sports
could
all
add
the time.
that to your Patreon. Like, we could.
Yeah, that one will be called. I don't know. We'll think of that one.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll think of that one.
I'm in. I love talking sports too.
But I'm not like following it too much. Baseball content though, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Baseball YouTube guys.
Yep.
You watch Baseball Doesn't Exist?
No.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
Baseball Doesn't Exist, and there's another one, but I always forget it. Oh, Trevor May Baseball. You know that one?
No, I don't watch YouTube things.
So Trevor May, I think it's Trevor May. He was a pitcher.
Oh,
And now
Trevor
he
May.
Yeah, and he just talks about everything from the
cool.
MLB, and he follows it, and then he'll do little videos on like their lifetime pass, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. Anyways, wanderingindisney.com. But
Trip
talk
It To
about-
Me and
yeah.
Good Guys Seattle Sports and Stuff podcast. Those are the other ones.
all right. So speaking of shows, talk about
Transition king.
talk about some shows. I'm gonna fill some water. I'm gonna listen to you
Yeah.
downstairs.
Sounds
But
good.
talk about some shows.
I'm gonna continue the food theme and say that I found most of the shows to be like good, not great. The highlight was probably the Tangled the musical, which is newer, I believe. Again, not a cruise expert by any means, but this was well done, kind of a Broadway style show, inside of a big theater, and yeah, I mean, it recounted Tangled. Did it in about, I think it was roughly an hour. The acting performances were good. I mean, like it's just a pretty well done production starring some good talent. So, I enjoyed that one probably the most. There was also Twice Charmed, which if we're talking about the Rapunzel's Royal Table, how I just was endlessly amused by this band playing songs that weren't relevant at all to today. I felt like Twice Charmed scratched that itch as well. This was a Cinderella retelling where there's this other magician guy. I'm gonna look up his name, but he is like helping the evil stepmom, and I just really really liked the evil magician's vibe. He was I'm not sure how much of it was meant to be funny and how much of it like I just found incredibly amusing, but my brother and I just laughed through almost the whole thing. Really enjoyed that guy. Would have liked to hang out with him, honestly.
Poor Disney, man. You're just like, this is really funny, and they're like, it wasn't a comedy.
I think this one was maybe a comedy.
Oh, okay.
Twice Charmed.
You know, if anything calls itself a twist, I feel like it's meant to be a little silly.
Okay, here's his name: Fairy Godfather Franco di Fortunato. He's funny.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
funny. Yeah, I just wanted to hang out with Franco after that. And then the last show in between, like on our third night, they were just showing a movie in the big theater. And then the fourth night was Disney Dreams is what it's called. I think this is shown on multiple ships or has been around a long time. One of the two. But this is kind of like the plot device is this kid falls asleep and her dreams are basically Disney song vignettes. So we're jumping in and out of different classic Disney songs. And like it's a clever enough plot device to get to some songs that everyone knows and loves. And yeah, again, like talented people singing songs, always a pretty good time. I made a point of seeing them all just because like it's dinner and a show. What can beat that? So, I wasn't wowed by any of them, but I didn't find any of them just like bad either.
Yeah, like I feel like Disney doesn't do bad shows. You just
Yeah.
either like shows or you don't.
Yeah, you
Fair
either
enough.
like shows and a little bit of cheese, or like it just drives you crazy. And I liked these pretty well. Um, I would put it on par with like a good theme park stage show, as opposed to though like the character ones where it's just an excuse for like Stitch to come out and dance for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, this is good. Um,
Sometimes I wonder.
I don't know if I'd go see any of them again. So
Yeah. So my thing also, my weird vacation hangups. I think because it's been so long since I've been on like true vacation,
yeah,
I don't want to do anything where like you have to do things. Does that make sense? Like if I go on a Disney cruise because I just want to relax the whole time, I'm missing a bunch of things that I've either paid for or is the whole point of the thing. And I know it's what you make of it, but it's like, if I don't want to go see shows, I don't want to go to the dance parties, I don't want to go to the club, I don't want to see a comedy routine. Why am I on a Disney cruise or any cruise for that matter? So maybe I'll just get there when I'm all vacationed out and I want to do a little more.
yeah.
But right now, I just want to lay by a pool / the ocean and do nothing for 5 days.
We'll get to this at the end, but I'm not sure a cruise is the right option if you want a relaxing vacation.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think it's something that like when Kimmy and I talk about it, it's like something we might eventually try, not right now.
Yeah.
Right now, we just want to do nothing, and then we want to go to Japan, and
you
then do a
wanna
little bit of
nothing.
more nothing,
Yeah, sure.
and then maybe it's like, oh, okay.
I think that's fair.
I think I want to do a Disney cruise that goes to Alaska
Me too.
because, I like the ocean sea days. I'm not gonna go like dog sledding or whatever they called.
No?
No,
No.
I don't think so. And the point of Alaskan cruises is seeing Alaska from the boat
Yep.
because the views are crazy.
Yep.
So that might be a cool thing, and they send the older ships up there, so
Right.
cheaper and maybe better. We'll see.
Sure.
So
We did do the deck parties because again, don't want to. I wanted to see it all. The deck parties are just like kid dance parties, more or less.
mhm.
The Pirates Night was amusing.
Yeah, tell me about Pirates Night. Did you put eyeliner on?
No,
Oh, come on.
I don't remember where I put the bandana, but it was on my person. It was
It's the worst way you could have said that.
One
Start
of the
guessing, guys.
best.
Where was
One
Andrew's
of the
bandana?
best.
So you didn't go all out?
No, I didn't. I mean, every time I've come here, I think I've worn the same thing: a t-shirt, this, and a baseball hat.
Yeah, but we all have the thing, right? We all do that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Rain always has an open printed shirt.
sure.
I'm either hoodie, Hobie shirt, Hobie hoodie right now, or Hawaiian shirt. We
And
all
my
have
point is, I can't see either of you dressing up, going all out for Pirates Night. Maybe.
I
you
would
guys
do
do
it.
Halloween more. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Rain, he did the eyeliner on his trip, but I think it was just and a shirt.
Sure.
I think I might.
Okay.
I think because my other thing, if I don't want to do something, I just don't go. But if I'm
But
there,
you gotta have dinner.
no, what I mean is like if I don't want to do Pirate Night,
Yeah.
and Castaway Key and Disney, bars with people and like themed dinner, I'm not still gonna go on the Disney cruise and be a stinker.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, like you got to commit. It was like I surprised Kimmy when we did our engagement shoot, the official engagement shoot, where I was like, outfit change. Like, what is this? Like, come on, I was being annoying, right? But when we were there, like I jumped right into like posing and making like shots in motion, whatever. And she was like, "Oh, like, you've really gotten into this." I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna be a party pooper.
Right.
I'm doing the engagement shoot.
I mean,
Like if I thought it was lame, I would have not done the engagement shoot. But it's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
You got to make the most of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So things like that where I was like, no, this isn't dumb, so I'm gonna do it. So
Sure.
if I'm going to the Disney cruise, I'll take a pirate outfit.
Okay.
I might do something. I'm either gonna wear some Spirit Halloween outfit or I'm gonna do something weird.
Sure.
But I'm not like, yeah, I don't know. But Andrew only wore a singular bandana. Somewhere on his
that they
person.
gave to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they give you a bandana?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm in. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was. No, I probably wore a hat. I don't know where I put the bandana. Maybe I didn't have it.
There's no picture?
Oh no, I put it. It was more cowboy-esque.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cowboys or pirates.
Yeah, one of the two. I dressed up for one. I dressed up for one of those two for all of my childhood Halloweens. I think.
No ninja?
I might have been a ninja once.
I was never the ninja kid, but anyways.
It's regrettable looking back. The Pirates Night was entertaining. The fireworks were cool. It's not like a Disneyland fireworks show or anything, but still, you're like in the middle of the ocean and there's fireworks. It's hard to beat. And yeah, that like again, the people working on the ship are so committed and so intoxicating to be around that it's like, yeah, this is cool, even if it's not your thing. Like you respect it, I think, and it's fun to watch for a little bit at the very least.
Okay.
The movie theater was like fairly nice.
Did they have any of the current films in theaters?
They did. Guess what I watched?
Oh no.
Keep
Snow
in mind
White.
this. Yeah, I watched Snow White.
How was Snow White?
So bad.
What? Okay, look. I know
I
that
loved
you're
it.
Huh? Oh.
No, it's terrible.
I want to know about all the bad things that you like. Okay. So I know you're not one of quote unquote those people. So why was Snow White bad from a reasonable person?
The Gal Gadot scenes were maybe like the worst movie scenes I've ever seen.
Have you seen
When
the
she's-
compilation of Gal Gadot Can't Act?
Yeah.
My favorite thing I saw about Snow White was, the photo of her as the evil queen. And it says, you can tell from this photo that she can't act. I was never a Gal Gadot hater, but I also
No.
didn't know her from anything.
No, I liked Wonder Woman just fine, and then the last few years have happened. The first scene she sings in, like her,
She sings.
no, she sings one song, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything quite this bad. And then they give her another song, like another half hour into the movie. I could not believe it. The dwarves' heads are CGI'd. So instead of
I thought they were completely CGI'd.
they might be, but I think
Either
think that it was a bad choice. I don't know what they were thinking. Just cast.
It's Peter Dinklage's fault.
Oh, did he back out or something?
No, they cast a bunch of little people.
Sure.
And then Peter Dinklage was like, why are we like doomed to play dwarves and you're making fun of us? And then it's like, first of all, Peter Dinklage, you're oddly in a place of privilege where you got all these great jobs and now you're screwing all these other people out of getting a live action Disney gig.
Yeah.
And also like, we like the Seven Dwarfs. We only make fun of Dopey, really.
And this film, for all of its faults, is pretty kind to Dopey.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a pretty redeemable and nice part.
Yeah. So there was some backlash. And then there was the weird, we don't know if it was a screen test or if they were going to make them just regular size people. No offense for using regular. And then they would joke that they were going to be, again, I don't know if this was a joke on the internet or not. 7 magical people was going to be the thing. And then they just look like 7 people from Portland. Have you seen this? No offense. I know you're from. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Portland.
Wait, are you from?
I'm from Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I hate Portland.
Snow White.
That can't be real.
It was like Snow White and the 7 hipsters, man. Like,
no.
Hold on. There's a photo. The photo is real. Okay. Yeah, here they are. Dude, what is this?
No. No, those people are in the movie. Well,
Oh.
no.
Who are these people?
There was kind of like a Lost Boys type plot almost.
It says Zegler as Snow White looks
Maybe-
warily ahead as her stern-faced 7 heads.
Well, maybe that is different because that looks like Peter Dinklage.
He does oddly look like
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage. Like,
Maybe that is
Yeah, what's
something different. But
guys?
there's like a subplot that's like almost like these people that are out in the wilderness and they're fighting off.
these are 7 Portlanders, though, right?
Yeah, but they look like the people that are in the movie too, that aren't the dwarves.
Yeah. So, never mind. I don't even know what this is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was not good.
Yeah, they were these guys instead.
Rachel Zegler can sing.
Yeah, I think
She
we
sings really well.
knew that, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
Oh, I don't mean that to you. Like,
I know it even more now. Like great
what
singer.
did they do to her hair? Okay, here's the funny thing. I know we're on the Snow White tangent.
And we'll be here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, okay. For context, in case you forgot, Andrew watched Snow White on the onboard movie theater
At 11 p.m. at night.
Oh,
It started at 11, and mind you, a Disney cruise. The whole crowd was laughing at the movie. It was everything.
So
wanted.
Rachel Zegler, I don't know much about her. I know that she was trash talking Snow White, which is a bad move. You're not going to get people on your side.
Probably not.
What did they do her hair like that for?
They're
They made her look not good. And-
sure, she's
She's a fine looking person.
Yeah, she's pretty.
But like, what did they do? They just
I
like
have no
made
idea.
her look bad.
I have no.
Anyways, yeah.
There were more choices in the movie where I was like, I have no idea why they did that. Then there were like, oh, that makes sense.
They gave her like plastic hair, but they could have just given her a bob cut that like many
Would've
people have.
would have looked fine. But
yeah.
but she was like the least of the movie's problems.
So it was just like the dwarves were creepy.
The
Gal
dwarves
Gadot
looked
sucked.
bad.
Did they change the story and make it lame?
No.
No, they didn't pull a Maleficent where the king was
No.
evil, like, which was like,
No.
come on.
I think the main plot points were all pretty much the same. I agree with you on Maleficent, by the way. That's dumb.
Yeah.
No, the main plot points were the same. The songs they added were bad.
I don't get why they're messing with the songs.
Me neither.
Like Lion King, like, oh, we're not going to do Be Prepared. We're going to do some Lin-Manuel garbage instead.
I get it more. Your hate of Manuel. I get it more with Snow White because they aren't quite as memorable.
Yeah,
Maybe,
that's
but like maybe write some good songs instead.
Yeah. Did anyone rap?
No.
Okay, because they did that with what was the Wish?
Wish was bad.
Yeah, because it sounded like Lin-Manuel, but it wasn't even him.
Yeah, if you're gonna write like Lin-Manuel Miranda, it needs to be Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Don't write like Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Moana is full of bangers. The Moana soundtrack is good.
The regular songs are.
That he wrote.
No, I know. When he writes regular music, when he's not doing
Which ones don't you like in Moana? Well, there's there's like the ones for kids, like Shiny and the Maui song. Those aren't great, but
Oh, yeah.
you're welcome. That's
So what
it's
I'm
called.
saying is like he didn't really do the Lin-Manuel shtick during Moana.
He does though. Like the cadence is still there.
Like I'm saying his like weird rapping,
Sure.
talking
I
shtick.
think he just drives you crazy when he's rapping.
It's-
And then he writes in a similar fashion so you can't get it out of your head. Is that fair?
No. See, the thing with it's not that I can't get it out of my head, it's that other people can't, and I hear it everywhere. You know what I mean? Like Bruno,
Sure.
everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Bruno's a pretty good song.
I don't like it. I saw look.
Do you like the rest of that soundtrack? Because like Dos Oreguitas, is that what it's called? That song's great.
Which one's that?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to sing in Spanish.
Is this the
Respectfully.
Mariposa song?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one's good.
Yeah.
Because it's just a song. You know what I mean? He just wrote a song,
Sure.
which is good. And then What was the first song?
In Encanto?
Yeah, when she's going around the city.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
That
don't
one,
know
I
the
think that
name.
one was
It's
good.
good.
So, and I need to remind everyone, Kimmy and I are one of the 18 people who saw that movie in theaters.
I also did.
Yeah. So
we have 3 of the 18 people
3 of the 18 people
represented.
Yeah.
I also saw it with Melissa, so that's 4.
That's 4 out of 18. That's 2 out of 9.
It's a good
If
movie.
you reduce your fractions, which you should. What is happening? So
Yeah, saw Snow White.
yeah. So
Cool theater, bad movie.
if there was anywhere you were going to see Snow White, it's probably the best place.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think that's correct.
It's better than even on your own couch, I feel.
Yep.
It's like, I went down the Disney cruise and saw Snow White in theaters for free.
That's the movie they showed in the big theater on the night they didn't have a show, and I'm curious how that went. Like, I didn't go.
Oh,
I would have liked to have seen the crowd
movie
reaction.
night for the
Yeah.
cruise.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen the reaction.
What I liked about Disney Cruise back in the day is they just showed like classics. Like
Yeah, they did a
there was
little
just
bit of that.
Peter Pan in a movie theater, which is
The-
awesome.
One of the highlights, which I think were near that section of the
Yeah.
show anyway, one of the highlights was the big theater, or not theater, the big movie screen they have by the pool.
Oh yeah, that's like they pioneered that.
Yeah, and it looks really good.
They upgraded it.
Yeah, it like no complaints. They showed all sorts of movies. The last night they showed Empire Strikes Back at
Whoa.
like 10:30 at night, and it was great. I loved it. But yeah, they like animated classics. On Pirates Night they showed Muppet Treasure Island. A lot of fun.
You're a Muppet guy, right?
I love the Muppets.
Where should I start? I've seen Muppets stuff. It's
okay.
gone. But like, if you're like, you're gonna sell me on the Muppets.
You a movie guy or a TV show guy? You're more TV show, right?
Yeah, but if it's gonna be the Muppets, like, give me the Muppet movie or
Yeah,
what?
I would start with the Muppet movie. If
Yeah.
you're not willing to like dive into the Muppet Show, which is many seasons and sometimes a little hit and miss,
Uh-huh.
the Muppet movie's great.
Okay.
And then the Great Muppet Caper. I'd do those 2 and then see where you're at.
What's the sequel called?
The Great Muppet Caper.
Oh, is that
Uh-huh.
dude? That song.
I mean, there's a couple.
So we're
sequels.
doing a sequel song.
Oh, then no, that's
What's
different.
that one?
That's the most recent Muppet movie
Okay.
called Muppets Most Wanted. The ones I recommended were like 79 and 81. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
They're back.
So, but the Most Wanted one I heard was good too, right?
It's
Or no?
okay.
No. Whoa.
The Jason Segel one's pretty good.
Which one's that?
The Muppets is what that one's called.
Love the way they
confusing.
name things.
I'm
But
gonna
that sequel
send
song
you a
though
note.
gets stuck in my head.
Yeah, I mean Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
So the most recent 2 movies, The Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted, written by Britt of
Oh, so Most Wanted is a sequel to The Muppets?
Yeah.
God.
and The Muppets was like a reboot of the whole IP.
Okay. Yeah, that song got stuck in my head because of a crazy meme.
Sequel?
Huh?
I was just humming it.
Oh, no, there was a crazy meme that I could tell you about later. Amazing stuff. Okay. So
really liked that pool movie screen. That was great. Other highlights. Melissa and I got, it wasn't like a full on spa pass, but it was like to their rainforest room
mhm.
is what it's called. And that had like bigger showers, saunas. Not a big sauna guy, but enjoyed that, honestly. These hot stone chairs. Again, don't really go in spas, so I don't actually know the names of these things.
Oh,
but
yeah, it's the tiled chairs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. And by far the most relaxing thing on the cruise ship.
Really? I got to try that.
I don't know, we paid like it was like $100 to go for the full time. So like for the 5 days.
If you made me guess, I would have thought $600. So that sounds pretty good.
Sure.
You know?
So they and like we mainly showered in like the locker rooms or used like the rainforest showers and then showered again in the locker room. So I thought that was well done. I'd like to see them on some of the newer ships because I've heard like they have more of like a view of like a view out in onto the ocean or things like that. Where this was pretty enclosed, but it was still nice and a nice break from the crowds. I liked I like some of the trivia stuff, honestly. There was a Disney Parks trivia. There was a um, Disney food trivia. Thought they were fun, like well put together, efficient, and but still laid back enough. It wasn't like completely in your face. Enjoyed that. Um, and then, like I mentioned, the two ports, specifically the Lighthouse Point one, was great. Um, yeah, I think those were probably my biggest highlights.
Okay. This door decoration thing.
Yeah,
What was that?
it's just a little gurgle in my throat, honestly.
Oh, I thought you were like, eh.
I mean, I didn't really do much of this.
Did you?
It's kind of a Pirates Night situation. I feel like it's like
You're
I'll
just like-
show up. I don't. It sounds great, but not my thing. But Melissa did the door decoration. Like I mentioned, it was for my parents' 50th anniversary, and so she really like did up their door and like
Is it magnets? Is that what it is? Or
she used a magnets and then like attach things to the magnets.
yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. So she did that and then decorated the rest of our doors like kind of in celebration of my parents. So it was apparent we were all together and yeah, it was cool. I mean, everyone, the majority of doors have some sort of decoration and it adds a little character. It's not like invasive by any means. So I thought it was a nice little extra. I don't know a lot about all of this, but like Wyatt did the fishhook thing,
I
which
don't.
I'm still a little bit unclear of what happens. But like people send you things and then you give things back. I am not the one that should be talking about this.
I think I saw a video about this. Like
Yeah.
you go around at night and you just drop things off at
Yeah.
people's
Yeah,
doors.
I think that's what was happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know.
Sorry, everybody.
You know more than I do.
Yeah, and I don't know
So-
much.
So what was not up to snuff though? Like what were you like? Come on, guys. You know.
It was more crowded than I thought it would be. Like
Ah.
point blank, I did not find it in the least bit relaxing, and
Okay.
it was like, especially getting on the boat, which everyone warns about. And we knew like going in, but it's like you get on the boat, which was a smooth process, and then you like go to lunch because it's that time, and it's overwhelming. Like there are so many people there. There are so many people at the pool, and
Because everyone is exploring the boat because they're on the boat for the
Right.
first time.
right.
Okay.
But then even on the day at sea, like our last day, it never really calmed down. I didn't feel like
Do
there
you-
was no place to just kind of sit and feel.
Do you think a bigger boat would help, or do you think
I think it would help a little bit at least.
It
We
ju-
we have friends who are big cruise fans, and they're like, "Yeah, we've been on some of the bigger ones. It feels a little bit better." I'm sure, like it was around spring break time. I'm sure we had a very full boat. That probably didn't help either. Um, yeah, and I shouldn't say all the time. Like there was one night where I was like walking around on the very top deck, and there weren't that many people around, and I enjoyed that. And it was like some nice alone time, and yeah, it was beautiful up there. Yeah, so that was the biggest issue. I thought I was actually pretty impressed by the rooms and how well they used the space. Oh, another highlight, if I can go back, the water slide.
Oh,
The aqua dunk. You get in, and it's one of those tubes, and the floor goes out from under you. It goes out over the ocean, and then yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I love water slides, so it doesn't take a lot to impress me.
I'm imagining the that clip from I Think You Should Leave with the zip line. This is you with the water slide. So I've heard about the aqueduct, and I've heard that it's better than the aqua mouse because
The aqua mouse is the tube one,
The
or the
tube with
inner
the
tube.
with the conveyor belt
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing where the
That's like a
aqueduct,
coaster,
yeah,
water
is,
coaster.
the aqueduct is it's a water slide over
It's
the
a
ocean,
straight water slide.
and you can
yeah.
see the ocean.
You can, but it's a little hard to
Yeah.
see, honestly. But you're going so fast, like
Yeah, okay.
I'm giggling and just having the time of my life. So,
Alright.
yeah, I liked that. As far as other things that maybe weren't up to snuff, I don't know. It's a lot of, like I've said, a lot of good, not great, in my opinion. So I'm not sure. Like maybe I expected the food to be like a smidge better, but then again, like there were a few things that I really like. So I think it kind of evens out in the end.
Yeah, when I see cruise videos, um, like the Bright Sun Travels films or whatever, it'll be like, oddly enough, this nice restaurant, the food was like not great at all, but then Donald's taco stand
Right.
was like delicious.
Yeah.
And I went back there 3 times. So
Sure.
it's just gonna be
You kind of take what you
Yeah.
can get and enjoy it. And I guess the nice thing is, like, if you don't like what you ordered at one of the meals, you go get something else.
Mhm.
And it's no big deal. Like the wait staff just wants to help you. So yeah. Uh I guess the other thing that might not be up to snuff is just like me and wanting to be on cruise ships, maybe. Like I didn't find it super interesting. Um and I didn't find it relaxing. So like I want it to be one of those things. And it might have been where we went. Like I liked the ports, but otherwise you're just staring at this vast ocean, which, don't get me wrong, beautiful. Love the ocean. But you talked about Alaska, and like that would be an ideal cruise spot to me, or the Norwegian fjords, or something
yeah.
like that. Whereas like we're along, there's always something to go out and look at. Whereas this, you're like, well, I'm gonna sit on the pool deck and stare at the TV, and it's like, well, I can kind of do that at home, uh, and so I wasn't wowed by that. But again, I think that's more of a me thing. I think that's just maybe I'm not a cruise person.
So would you I mean, I know you want to do an Alaskan cruise. We've talked about that, but you don't think you're gonna this hasn't turned you into a cruise person.
I don't think so. Like Melissa and I were talking as we were getting like later in the trip. We went to Belize right after that,
Right.
and like enjoyed that more than the cruise, which isn't necessarily a knock on the cruise. Like Belize is
Yeah.
amazing. But like sometimes we leave a place, and I mean Japan's the obvious example, but even like Paris, we went earlier this year and we left and we're like, well, we know we'll be back in a certain amount of years. We don't know how long exactly, but it's going to be something like I can see myself covering for work now, or like we like the city and the country enough. Like we just want to come see more of it. Whereas this, I'm like, I want to be able to see something more exciting rather than like take a take a cruise ship out of San Diego and go out on the Pacific for a few nights. Like that doesn't really appeal to me.
Yeah, because unless you're just the boat person.
I mean, I love boats.
No, but like the boat, like the cruise boat
Right.
person of like, I just want to get drunk at the boat bar all
Sure.
night, that kind of thing. If you're gonna go see places, just go see the places.
I agree.
And if you just want to relax and not pay for anything, just go to Cancun
Fair.
or what is it, Sandals?
Sure.
You know, like
Michael Scott.
yeah, yeah. I've been to beaches,
Yeah.
because I was Sandals is adults only,
Ooh,
but I was in kindergarten.
they wouldn't let you in.
No, so yeah, it's like if you want to do an all inclusive, just do an all inclusive and just sit by the pool and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And the quality is about on par. It's some things are going to be
Probably.
good, some things are going to be whatever. Like Rain's Eshkadet trip, it was like, oh, this restaurant was one of the best. This one was pretty lame, and
Yeah.
it just, yeah, it's all included, whatever. And then, oh, there's a little thing to do, a zip line, a water slide. All right, you don't need to be on a boat.
Right.
And I guess, yeah, if you think about it, the non-destination ones, I know Nassau and all that can be beautiful.
Yeah. And it was.
But you're not on a Nassau trip on a cruise. You're
No.
stopping in Nassau for a
Right.
second.
Even like the private islands that Disney has, like you're not on that trip. You're there for 7 hours at most.
Yeah. So, yeah, what I want someone to explain cruises to me a little more.
I think I get it.
It's like
And it was like,
you just have to want to go on a cruise. That's
and maybe it might not have been for Melissa and me. Like, we won't do it over and over again, but like for a group, like I can't imagine a whole lot better of an experience in that, like there was no discussion of like, okay, where should we go for lunch? And it didn't last for half an hour, even though everyone's super hungry. Like you just avoid those things altogether. And it's nice. And it's and it's like the safest, not practically like I know you're out in the ocean.
what I was going to make this point. Like,
It's like risk averse vacation.
you're not going to fall off the boat. So barring that, where's your kid going to go?
Right.
Your kid is on the boat. And I know there's those horror stories of all those crazy, it's Disney cruise. People don't disappear on Disney cruise. Your kid's not going to, you can go to an all-inclusive in Cancun. Your kid could just wander off.
Sure.
They're just gone.
Sure.
Where the cruise, it's like, where's my kid? And then the cast member will be like, I scanned your child's magic band.
Right.
They were here.
And it's safe from that perspective. And it's safe from a quality perspective too. Like you're not going to get bad stuff. I wanted to be clear, like everything I did was good. And I said it wasn't great, but it was all good. And like you know what you're going to get. It's like there are certain people that just really want to travel that way. And I completely understand. I'm not that person, but I think I get it. In fact, it's like similar. It's pretty similar to Disney World in that way. And where it's like, you're going to have a pretty good experience if you do a few simple things correctly. It might not be the best thing you'll ever do, but like it's a pretty safe way to know you're going to enjoy some time with family.
Yeah, it's kind of how I am about like staying in a decent hotel, or when we did Walt Disney World, it was like, I'm going to stay in a Disney or Disney affiliated property. I don't want to think about things. I don't want to think about the hack. I don't want to think about the workaround. And luckily I can afford to do that. I understand that. But it's like, yeah, the cruise is the way to do that. I don't need to think about this too hard. Like,
Exactly.
I can go do other things. Like, you know, if I'm staying at the Swan, I can go to some weird restaurant in Orlando. I don't know
Sure.
why anyone would do that, but
Even like the Swan, some pretty good restaurants.
yeah,
in
like
there.
you can go do other things.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't want to, or you're not in the mood, you're just there. Like the hotel has multiple restaurants usually. Like, dude, I'm a hardcore hotel restaurant guy.
Yeah.
But it's because when you're staying in a nice hotel, that's the point of the trip. You're staying in a nice hotel.
Right.
Right? You go to Hawaii, you're going to do nothing and maybe hike once, right? Like, so yeah, if you just want to go somewhere where everything is, you just go on the floating city. It is like going to Disneyland or Disney World.
Right.
You go there, all the food's there, the entertainment's there. If you're staying on property, the sleeping is there. You know,
Yep.
the resting, the showering, and if you want to venture out into the packing district, you can, but you
Right.
you
And
don't
it's
have to get off the boat.
It's the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the ports represent the outside of the bubble.
You don't.
And like you can even make those like you could book a expensive excursion and make sure those are carefully crafted to you too. Like
Yeah.
there's
And you could just be like, I'm just gonna stay on the boat,
right.
and enjoy an empty
Yep.
boat. more or
Not a
less.
bad way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think.
so are you interested in any other Disney cruise ships? From
Sure.
a ship perspective. Enough where you will try to book it if the trip around it is right.
I'm now I guess my answer would be like it's itinerary. It has nothing to do with ship for me at this point. Maybe that'll change at some point. But at the moment it's like Alaska, Norway, one of those two. Maybe if we're doing like a family thing again, where I'd be like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I can't
And then-
imagine you take your whole family to a true vacation. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So would those have to be Disney cruise, or you'd venture out? Like, oh, I want to see Norway. Let's.
I'd be okay with venturing out, but I'd probably prefer Disney for. I mean, if we did the Norway thing, which has been a dream of mine, I'm not sure at the moment if Disney, like at one point Disney was doing that, but I
They
don't
also
know if
do
they
their
are right now.
Adventures by Disney, which
Yeah,
is
I'm out on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
those
I
are
don't
crazy.
have the money.
I think most people don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are crazy.
Yes, they are. But
So you would look for Disney first,
Yeah,
but if like
I think
you're
so.
just like my Norway dream's not happening, I gotta look around.
sure.
Okay.
And even at that point, I might be like, yeah, I think I'll just go to Norway and walk.
Yeah. So you don't
Take some
need
trains.
you're not like 20,000 Leagues bar Haunted Mansion
Right.
parlor. Like if you were
No.
on that ship, oh yeah,
I'll go do
sure.
it.
But it's not. They're not pulling you in with that stuff.
Not really.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I just need to see it more, but I don't think at this point I am.
I mean, maybe if you hadn't gone on this one, you would have been like, I want to check one of these out eventually, right?
I like at some point we were going to do
Yeah.
a Disney cruise, I think.
I think that's
to see what it was.
I think that's where Kimmy and I are at. We want to try one of the cool ones. Yeah. See what it is. We're not going to become cruise people. We're not buying DVC on the boat. It's just like, yeah, I mean, it'll be a cool experience.
Right.
And then you could decide if you're going to repeat or not. Like,
I mean, so many people rave about the experience, and I get it. Like the service, I think alone is worth raving about. So it was one of those things where it's like, so many people have told me how much they love this. I want to check it out. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Where it's like, tried it, maybe try it again a little bit down the road, but there's no pressing urge to get back to it.
if you're out there, Disney cruiser, and you go over and over, I want to know about your experience. Like, truly, write in, and we'll put in your right, or we have it so good, we'll see what we do. But that is our Big Thunder topic of the week.
If this is your final stop,
thanks for tramming with us today. And if not, it's time for We Have It So Good, where we and the Tram Fam talk about what makes our Disney trips so special. Send us your highlight of the trip, something new you tried, or a food review on trammin.com/ask. Like I said, this episode is recorded before Trammin 263. So we just have our stuff. So I recently went on a Friday night trip with Kimmy, and we tried what we're all affectionately calling this the Crunch Wrap, the Fantasy Fair Fold.
that's what it is.
Yeah. So
It's worse than the Crunch Wrap, though. Not to spoil it.
I don't know if it's worse than the modern Crunch
I
Wrap.
haven't had a Crunch Wrap in a long
Yeah.
time. Okay.
So I got the regular chicken and Kimmy got the spicy chicken. For us, all the sauce was in like one of the corners, which kind of ruined it. The first bite was just potato and chicken and breaded chicken. And it was just too much. Like at that point, like let's put an egg in there and call it breakfast, Probably would have been better.
Doesn't sound bad.
Yeah. Breakfast Crunch Wrap, top tier. So it was very filling, very substantial. Maybe the burger one will fare better. But use the sauces.
Good one.
Yeah. I don't know. Something came with a chipotle sauce. We got the pomme frite. It might have been that. But because I got the chicken one, I got a cup of ranch. Did a lot. Because as much as ranch is more heavy buttermilk, ranch is also very bright.
Sure.
And that sandwich is not bright. So
Not at all.
yeah. So we were going to get the sundae. Too heavy. I don't regret trying it. It was just fine. But Rain loved them both. Rain loves chicky tendies. But also it's like what you said at the beginning of the episode. If you're not adventurous with food at all, this is probably your thing.
Could be.
If that whole thing was covered in the sauce, though. Oh, and last note about them. The pickle aioli was not nearly pickly enough.
It wasn't very pickly at all.
It needed the pickle to be something more. But you've had the burger one?
Yeah.
Any better?
Nah.
So should I just split it with
was
someone
fine.
this Friday?
Yeah. Like it. I mean, it sounds a little better than the chicken one, I guess.
The chicken one was just like carby, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, dude, bowl of pasta, sure, but it's just potato and fried chicken, but not fried enough. I don't know.
I thought the burger one was like I got 3 bites in and was like, "This is good," and then after about that point, I was like, okay.
If they got pickles anywhere in that building, I feel like
Yeah,
I
it
feel
would
like
help.
it'd probably be really
It would
good.
help.
Um,
We also had the cheeseburger flatbread there recently. Have you
Oh.
had that?
no, how's that?
Good. It was better than
Really?
both. I thought.
Okay.
Well, I guess I didn't have the chicken one, so I shouldn't say that. But it was better than the Fantasy Fair fold.
Yeah. Interesting note. The provincial chicken BLT is a lunch only item. These folds are 4 p.m. and later.
Are you sure they're 4 p.m. or later? That's what it says in the menu.
I have gone on mobile order
Okay.
at checked noon and 1. They're not on there.
Okay.
So
They must have, because we went. I have stopped mobile ordering recently because Disneyland's doing this thing where they only serve food in boxes if you mobile order.
It depends
And
on
I hate it for my pictures. So I start doing that, but I saw what you're saying, and then we went in and they handed us a menu, and they had everything on it. I was like, huh. Do you?
Because when we were at dinner, the sandwich wasn't on the menu.
Okay.
So they change stuff all the time and
They
don't
do.
tell anyone. So it was weird a week or two ago when we did the springtime thing. It was just they just told us that they changed the menus for once. So yeah, your mileage may vary. We mobile ordered this. It still came in the paper. There was no box. But Tiana's, I will not mobile order.
Oh, it's so much worse.
Yeah, I've eaten there twice, and I think it took me almost a year to eat there.
Yeah.
But I had seen the mobile order box. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because I don't even take the pictures, but once you put a lid on a box, it's over. But certain things docking bay, they're never going to put in a box, right? It's in these dishes and whatever. So
yeah, I
I
guess
get
it does. I guess it does depend on where you go.
yeah. So yeah, mileage may vary. But then we also tried the Matterhorn puff filled with cheesecake, lemon curd, and fresh blueberries, topped with white chocolate and snow sugar. I don't like blueberries and lemon, but they were kind of on the side. This thing was delicious, almost refreshing, a little messy, but love a good cream puff. So I would recommend, if it sounds good, you'll like it.
Was this at Red Rose too?
No, this is at Edelweiss Snacks.
Oh, okay.
So we were going to get the sundae at Red Rose, and we were just too full.
It was
So
good.
we
I had
walked-
that.
Look good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just
I
walked
felt
around
terrible,
and
but
we walked around and kind of walked it off and got that. Little highlight, we did Autopia
hey.
for the first time in a while. And I did the thing where you turn the wheel in the direction of the arrow, where to get out, and it'll pull the car to one side of the track.
Uh-huh.
And you just hold it there, and it's a smooth ride.
That sounds nice.
So the beginning and 1 or 2 parts where there's metal tracks, it's not. But for 90% of the ride, it's basically on autopilot. People online will call autopilot mode. It's not a mode. The car is literally just backed up against the track, but it just goes. And it was a nice scenic road trip.
Wow.
With Asimo and Bird. So I
My
recommend
favorite character.
Yeah. So turn the wheel in the direction of the arrow on the little instruction thing all the way. And you do have to hold it. But it's very nice. So
I don't know if I'll ever go on Autopia again after doing the Disneyland Paris one, which is electric and is a nice version.
go try this. We saw a low wait time. It did take 15 minutes, which
Okay.
is it's a long wait for Autopia.
Sure.
It's so boring. But try it out.
Okay.
It was nice. So I'll say that was a highlight. And we did the railroad, but they took forever. They had some problems.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. It was just very busy.
Love
But-
the railroad though.
Oh yeah, love the
So
railroad.
good.
Just wasn't the best day for that.
Sure.
But yeah, overall decent trip. Try some new things, everyone. Send us your reviews. Keep it light. Anything You got a couple things.
Yeah,
you
I'm
did.
going to see how many I can shout out in this short amount of time. I'm going all the way back to this trip that we were just talking about. We went to Disney World, and since we don't have a one last bite food moment, I'm going to talk about Jico, which is an Animal Kingdom lodge, and genuinely like one of the best meals I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
It was incredible. The the service alone was fantastic, better than any Disney restaurant I've ever been in. And then the restaurant's beautiful. It's like designed to look like an African sunset, but not in a super obvious way. It's just gorgeous. And then like everything about the meal was great. I had the filet of beef, which is served with mac and cheese, but like they fancied it up, and yeah, it was so good. One of the it's probably my favorite Disney World restaurant now, right up there at the very least. So, so good. Um, okay, I'll shout out. We went to a D23 event just on Saturday up at the Imagineering campus. I'd never been up there before in Glendale, and this was a Duffy and Friends.
I saw.
event.
I was like, "Oh, cool, they're there." And then I saw the Duffy thing. I'm like, "Oh, Andrew, Duffy."
They did like a panel. So like half the time was spent at this panel that talked about like creating these characters and like like I'm not a big character person in the first place. Melissa likes them a little more than me. I find the Duffy thing pretty charming overall, but like just characters in general, I'm like, yeah. But hearing the panel and like the creators of this specific thing, but I think it'd probably go for any sort of like passion that people really care about. Like just hearing the intentionality of every tiny little decision they make is like it's just up my alley, I think. And like like I don't care a ton about them, but like just hearing them talk about something that matters so much to them even makes me like a little emotional. Like, it's just beautiful. And then you see exactly what they're going for. And that's really cool. Um, and it was also fun to be up at the Imagineering campus. They let us into the little preview center, full of models that were mostly at D23 Expo. So it wasn't anything too new. They had like one of the old first stunt bots that they used for the Spider-Man.
Oh, the stick boy.
It was like it wasn't one of the first. It was the second to last, I think, is what they said actually. So it was pretty well built out.
How tall is it?
I'd say close to like our height.
Oh, I thought it was like 6-7 feet tall.
That one didn't seem as tall.
Oh, maybe the final one
Yeah,
is still.
I think so.
All right.
And yeah, saw a few like models of different projects they're working on, but nothing new. And then just walked around a little bit. It was cool to be up there. And then the last thing I'll shout out is Sketchpad Cafe, which is in Pixar Place Hotel.
Yeah,
it's a little coffee shop in there. It's pretty close to my house, so I go walk over there and get a coffee and work from there every now and then.
Oh.
And like pretty nice little area. I'm mixed on the hotel overall. They did a good job of retheming it, but it was really bad before, so like they leveled it up. But I go sitting there and almost all the time, like 90% of the time, Bing Bong will just be out meeting people, but there aren't enough people to meet. So he'll like come around and like look at you for a little while, or like look at you, point at the food case and be like, and then like grab his stomach and be like, get me something. And,
and you're like, I don't talk to characters.
And this has happened like once a week for the past like month to me. And if it was anyone but Bing Bong, it might be a little much, but it's hard to do anything but laugh at him. So yeah, just having a great time over there. If you're ever at Sketchpad Cafe, look for me. I'll probably be sitting there.
Anything tasty? The coffee comes out of like a machine with buttons on it. So
yeah, it's not great, but it's not jaw freeze. It's the only Disneyland resort place outside of Starbucks that's not Joffrey's.
So it's just.
So it's better, but worse.
So is it fine or is it not even worth it?
It's decent. Like
Okay.
it's like I think it's probably the best coffee at Disneyland Resort, which is
Okay.
not saying a lot.
No, it's definitely it's not. It's almost like not saying anything.
Yeah,
But
but it's run by what's the restaurant right there at Pixar Place?
oh, great Maple.
Yeah, the Great Maple runs the Sketchpad Cafe too, so they don't use any of the same coffee, which is a big plus.
Okay. Pastries? Anything?
They have a chicken salad sandwich that's really good.
Ooh.
It's like prepackaged, but
Eh.
made the same day.
Okay.
And then some of the pastries are pretty good. I had a shortbread lemon filled cookie the other day. Too much shortbread. Like it was like double
Dude.
cookie.
Yeah, lemon bar is maybe one of the most underappreciated desserts.
Lemon bars are so good.
I could eat a 9x9
Yeah.
of lemon bars.
Oh yeah.
Like people, you might be thinking, oh, there's powdered sugar all over it. Even if you just like forgot the powdered sugar,
Sure.
I'm in. Okay, you know what? It sounds like average hotel coffee shop.
I have a nice time over there.
Yeah, like most hotel
Average hotel coffee shop with Bing Bong.
Yeah, yeah. Because most hotel coffee shops are like the person doesn't really know how to make coffee, but
Sure.
it comes out okay.
Yeah.
You know?
This one might be better because all they have to do is push a button.
Yeah,
But
just like Starbucks.
Like it's pretty quality coffee. I saw the name. I can't remember the brand name on the bag, but it was like a local. I think it was a San Diego coffee shop that they were buying from, which was strange.
Pixar Place Sketchpad coffee.
But yeah, no, I like it over there. It's a nice place to sit. The music loop's pretty good. I like sitting up at the marketplace. What's it? Parkside Market. I like sitting up there,
yeah.
but the drinks are so expensive that it's like, I probably won't do that very often. But it's a nice place to sit and work.
Yeah, you gotta do. You ever review this place?
Like stay there.
No, of the Sketchpad Cafe.
I do not have a review. Of
I think
it
you should
because
because
there's not enough food.
this person did a review and they called the coffee 10 out of 10, and I don't believe that.
That's strong. I hate reviewing drinks because everyone's taste is so different on drinks. Where it's like with food, you can tell if something has enough flavor or is cooked well. With drinks, it's like, I know Joffrey's coffee is not good, but I also know people love it. So it's like, okay. I don't, especially like cocktails. I have no idea how to review cocktails. If you have any ideas, send them my way.
Okay, 2 notes. One, I don't know how. I mean, we have a website, but I don't know what's good and bad about how to treat a website. I think if it works for what you do, I think it would be cool to just have a small piece about Sketchpad Cafe, like a not more than a note, but like, here's some thoughts about Sketchpad Cafe. Because
I have a blog post about where to get coffee at Disneyland Resort, but something more specific.
Because if you put
probably...
a Pixar Place tag on there, the
Mhm.
people staying in Pixar Place,
Yep.
Should I go here or should I walk to Starbucks?
Yep.
Andrew will let you know.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Starbucks is fine.
But about reviewing drinks. I got better at talking about food. I'm not necessarily good at talking about food here, but I got better at talking about it after watching one of the greatest YouTube channels, Steve 1989 MRE Info.
Okay.
Do you know who this is?
No idea.
Okay. Steve 1989 MRE Info I think it's his forum name, and he made a YouTube channel. He's this guy that talks like a surfer. He's never been in the military and never claims to have been. But he's obsessed with MREs, meals ready to eat. And he will buy them from surplus stores or people or exchanges and review them. And he will describe MREs like he's describing music to a deaf person. Like, this is how good he is at it. So watch a video, just see how that goes.
Okay.
Just you're even from how you talk. Like, I know you're a good writer. it's more of like it'll help you think about the way you describe things,
Sure.
not necessarily the vocabulary, but like, oh, he's just like, I don't know what it is, but he just gives this like flavor and texture and color to, you know, packaged food heated
Yeah.
up with a retort pouch on television, you know.
Right.
Check out a video. They're like, some of them are like 50 minutes long,
Okay.
but they're so entertaining. And he doesn't have any shticks. I mean, he has little things he says like catchphrases, but not like pow. Just like when he opens a vacuum sealed thing and it goes, psst, he goes, ooh, nice hiss. So
That's good.
yeah, so check that guy out.
Okay.
He's cool. He's
Yeah.
a cool dude. Find one that looks interesting.
Okay.
Oh, and I always have to recommend to people, never don't start with the 24-hour ration, because half of it is like protein bars. You got to be like the like Mongolian beef bowl
Okay.
review, you know,
Okay.
and then it comes with like instant coffee, and he prefers there's the freeze dried and the other one. I don't even know.
Sure.
It's a great channel, guys. Check out Steve 1989 MRE info. Highly recommend.
Do you trust, like, when you're talking about food or drinks on here, do you trust, like, saying, like, this was a good drink? I don't trust myself on drinks as much. I feel great about my food taste. I've tried enough food. I know what I like, and I am happy to try most things.
So I think what I've done is don't say if a drink is good or not. Talk about like what are the flavors, and not just like what's on the list, but like what does it remind you of,
sure.
and what you get out of it.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows what they want out of something, right? So like if I'm telling someone like this is a very fresh and bright drink, so if you're coming here for like Coconut Island, whatever, don't get this. But if you want a little bit of bitterness with some like fruit and flavors of pineapple and orange, like obviously it's written there, but you're kind of like telling people if the description is accurate. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like, oh, with flavors of pineapple, mango, and orgeat, and then you drink it and it's like bitter lemon, you know, then you go like, yeah, this is just a bitter drink. It
Sure.
wasn't a good Mai Tai, that kind of thing, you know? So like give your description, whether or not it's accurate, and say, if you're looking for this type of drink, this ain't it. If this sounds good to you, like I've said that here a few times. If it sounds good, get it.
Yeah.
That means like if you read the description, it's accurate to what that description is making you feel, go ahead.
Yeah. That
If you're
makes
like,
sense.
all those ingredients sound gross, it's like, yeah,
Don't
trust me that it's gonna be better. It
Right.
is just what it says it is. So
Sure.
yeah. So yeah, just it's inform people. They can make their own decisions, you know.
Yeah.
But
Makes
if you're
sense.
like, hey, you got to try this drink, it's one of the best things in the world, do it.
Sure.
Like you tell people you got to try the fuzzy tauntaun. It makes your lips numb. It's
Yep.
a gimmick, but it tastes good and it's fun.
It does taste good.
I do always tell people though that the Yub Nub is my favorite drink. But if you like passion fruit and a little bit of grapefruit, yeah, I get it.
Mm.
If it sounds gross, like, yeah, it's not going to convince you. But if you're even like, is that good? It is.
Okay.
That's what I do. I
Right,
kind of
right,
just
right.
give people what I think, but it's not like this. I don't give things numbers unless asked, because
Sure.
it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But also, I've heard from like movie, video game reviewers, don't be afraid to let your bias show, because if people listen to your opinion, eventually they will pick up on your biases
Yeah. I
and
think
go
that's
like,
true.
he's a dude that likes tequila. So if there's a tequila drink and he likes it, he probably knows what he's talking about. He hates rum. He didn't like this rum drink. That's okay, because other people who hate rum be like, this isn't the one for me to try.
Sure.
But if someone goes, this guy, what did you say you hate? Vodka?
I don't
Not
like,
hate.
Yeah. I don't
But
like
like,
vodka.
oh, I tried this vodka drink. I normally hate vodka, but this was pretty good.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, maybe it's worth a shot. So just be honest with people. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And for all the other people, they'll go to the buffet
Sure. Sure.
and they'll order the hamburger, you know?
I can't wait for that episode where we talk about knowing how to talk about the things that we're talking about.
Yes.
That worked a lot better in my head.
But it does look like it's
Pizza time.
Time for one last bite. Andrew, what is beyond the yellow line for you? What's the next thing you're looking forward to?
This is coming out on the 21st.
Yes.
I'll be at the parks on the 22nd and 23rd with some friends. If you see me, come say hi. I think we're doing DCA on Thursday and Disneyland on Friday. I'm excited to see all the shows that are coming back, plus the new World of Color with the Muppets tag at the beginning. Yeah, excited for all of that. Really happy to have Wondrous Journeys back. I think it's like the best Disneyland fireworks show since Remember Dreams Come True, probably. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to. This will already have passed on this Friday. Going to Disneyland with like 8 or 9 people, but I'm actually looking forward to it. We're going. Supposedly, we're rope dropping. I don't trust anyone, but we're going early. Rope drop or like early open, right?
Yeah.
Buying Lightning Lane.
ooh,
And it is the attraction day. We're just going on everything.
oh, okay. Let me know how
And-
many you get on.
Yeah. Well, if you go early, you could do it. Because
You're
I've gone at like 11 and kind of done it, right? So early, you just kind of knock them out.
Oh yeah,
Because my brother's like, oh, why are we going early? I'm like, if you do a bunch of rides in the morning, you can chill out later. And if you get on Space Mountain in the morning, you don't have to worry about messing with that lightning lane.
Yep.
So, and things breaking down, and then it all gets worse.
right.
So looking forward to that. And maybe hopefully getting a breakfast item at Disneyland, because it's so hard to do. 10:30, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too early.
But Andrew, thank you so much for coming on. WanderingInDisney.com, at Wandering in Disney. Great source for real travel tips that aren't annoying.
Thank you.
That's a compliment here.
That means quite a bit.
I mean, you know what I'm
No,
talking
no,
about.
like, truly, it means
Yeah.
quite a bit.
That
is-
is like,
That is almost the mission statement for my site.
look, it's a big deal. People are annoying these days. You're actually out there doing it. You're actually going on these trips, over and over again and doing different things, and writing. I think that's the thing.
So much.
But when you write, you get more out there than trying to get clicks and views. Because
Yeah.
you are trying to get clicks and views too, but it's
Yeah,
not.
that doesn't go as well sometimes. As the
Yeah,
writing,
but what I mean is, like, it's not this bright video with you screaming or showing something crazy or guess what happens next, and then because that's not telling anyone anything.
Yeah.
So WanderingInDisney.com, at Wandering in Disney for beautiful pictures and stories of what he's up to.
lots of Disneyland Paris content coming if you're interested. Always lots of Tokyo stuff, and then I'll be covering the 70th pretty extensively too. So
Yeah, so head over there if you want to know how or what to do. And then if you got questions, hit him up in the Discord. I'm sure you can DM him too, but he is in our Discord.
Yep.
I think, what is it? Is it just at, oh, it's a Fozzie Bear thing, right? Is it?
I think I switched it. Let me check.
I think if you type at Andrew, or it'll come up.
Yeah, I think if you type Wandering in Diz, I think it would come up too.
Okay.
Let me see what I am in the Discord. I think it's just Andrew now.
Sometimes it shows up. That's why.
Yeah,
It's like what was it?
it's Fozzie Baird.
Oh, right.
Which is
right.
It's confusing. It's not worth getting into.
That's for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But check him out there. Apparently, he's got like 3 other podcasts that he may or may not want you to listen to.
You can listen to him. I don't know if you'll be interested.
Yeah.
but
So it
you can
was
listen.
Trip It To Me.
Yeah, where we pitch trips to each other, fake trips that we want to go on.
Aspirational trips.
Yeah, that's a
you're,
better word.
you're not like,
Well, they might be fake too.
oh, is everything real? Could someone
yes,
go on this trip?
Someone could go on.
And
them.
it could-
Aspirational is a much better word.
So someone could go on this trip and it could be good, but you haven't been on this trip.
Most of the time, yeah. I mean, we do some trip reports, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thesis of the show.
Okay. It's like that Spanish teacher that makes his kids plan a trip for him every year. Have you seen that video? He goes, yeah, I just have them go on.
You're telling me about so many YouTube videos. I have such
No,
a
I
long
think this
list.
was like a clip from a podcast. But
Oh,
he goes,
okay.
I'm a Spanish teacher. Every year I just tell my kids, like, here's a budget. Go on all these websites in Spanish and figure this out. And he goes, then I just pick a vacation to go on.
So
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
That's great.
So check him out. He's got maybe sometimes a Seattle Games podcast. But yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks to, all the guests that come on the show, and I feel like everyone's doing me a favor, but then you guys all just love talking. So
We like to talk. I've
Yeah.
never talked about Disneyland on this podcast, so we're gonna have to make it happen sometime.
yeah, what's your favorite thing it isn't?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Huh.
Thing. Like if we're just doing thing overall, probably.
Maybe you and John should just do your own episode about pirates because as of this, like it's been 2 weeks. John's Pirates episode is airing, but it's not about the ride. It just comes up.
Sure.
He brought me a pirate ship.
Oh wow. Do I need to start bringing gifts?
No.
I'll start.
It's
I'll
my
st-
birthday next week, I think.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot.
Have you announced your wedding date on this
No.
show yet? Okay.
People don't know.
Okay.
People don't know. They will know. I think the plan. I don't even want to say it because then they're gonna think.
Yeah.
They will just
Take the over, everybody. It's not till like next year.
Yeah, they won't know until I am married.
Hmm.
That's the
I like
shtick
it.
because everyone knew everything about Rain's wedding.
Sure.
But for now, it's my birthday next week. But it will have already passed. So nice try trying to say happy birthday. It's on the 15th. So you don't need to.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's not the 15th now. Yeah, John was like, I don't know. He had this guilt.
Wow.
Why? I don't know. Because we started hanging out after his birthday. So I've never given him a birthday gift.
Okay.
But he brought me this gift. So
That's
I'll
really
build
nice.
it at some point. Maybe when the coffee table is here, Rain. Yeah.
Rain.
It'll be funny if. I'm just going to get too much into things. Anyways, thanks for coming on. Maybe we'll do a Disneyland episode.
Thanks for having me.
We'll just keep doing pirates. But yeah, no,
we don't have
no
to
problem.
do pirates.
What's your second favorite thing at Disneyland?
That's harder.
That's a crazy question because no one's got that queued up.
Second favorite thing at Disneyland. Man, that's tough.
Everything else sucks.
It's terrible.
It's just
I hate
pirates
it.
only.
Second favorite thing. I don't know. I still just love like when it turns midnight around the castle and everyone clears out and it's just so peaceful from there to the river. And
Shout out to River and James in the last second.
I just love that little section, especially either really early in the morning or late at night. But I'm a night owl, so probably night. Yeah, no. It's so charming. Disneyland's so lovely.
Yes, it is. So, with that, thank you all for listening. You could say something because I didn't write it for you.
Thanks, guys.
See you real soon.
Bye.
Thanks for traveling with us today, and we hope you have a happy and memorable visit to the Disneyland Resort. Please lower your head, watch your step, and exit to the driver's right-hand side only.